Hello, everybody. It is the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. We are going to be covering the events as they unfold this evening in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. I've got an early feed up, and I'm going to be cutting to that in just a second. But before I do, I wanted to show a couple of things here. This being the first. I'm not sure if you can read this or not, but it says Punishers Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club First Annual Crusade for Children Benefit Ride. Now, these are police officers and former police officers who have a motorcycle club, Louisville, Kentucky, and the name of the club is the Punishers. Just to give you something to think about. Now, second thing I want to show you, I must warn you that this is troubling video, and you can plug in speakers here. A couple of weeks ago, on a Sunday, on a weekly wrap, I talked about a 13-year-old in Chicago that had been shot, and that the family hadn't found out about it for 3 days. And the police said that the shooting was justified. It was during the act of fire as the young man had a gun. 13-year-old. His name was Adam Toledo.
Toledo died 2.5 weeks ago in what authorities are calling an armed confrontation. Antonia, Allison here. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Hi, Allison. Thanks for having me.
Hi there. Oh, wonderful to have you. I understand the city's police accountability office just released that footage this afternoon. Can you walk us through it?
Sure. It is excruciating to watch, Allison, and the mayor warned reporters in the community of this a couple hours ago, but that's exactly what it is. The shooting transpired really. What strikes you most when you first watch it is that this happened in just a matter of seconds, in under 20 seconds. You see the officer step out of his car, pursue Adam Toledo down an alleyway. Adam slows down against a fence, sort of turns toward the officer as he makes commands for Adam to put his hands up in the air. And the shooting happens faster, frankly, than you can process the scene. Some people expected that it would be clear that Adam had a gun in his hand, that he had used it or was planning to use it. That is not clear from the video that we've been able to watch just in these last couple minutes. You sort of see him turn toward and listen to the officer, and sort of within the blink of an eye, he's shot, collapses to the ground. And then most of the video, of the body cam video worn by the officer involved in the shooting, is officers trying to save Adam Toledo's life. So the shooting happens in a matter of seconds, and then most of it is the attempt to do CPR, people asking him to stay with them if he can hear them, and you do not hear any signs of life from this 13-year-old boy. And it is painful to watch. The video is illuminating, but there are still so many questions reporters are going to have today and over the coming days, Allison.
The lawyer for the Toledo family, Antonia, is saying they watched the footage on Tuesday, calling it difficult and heartbreaking, which is in line with what you have been describing to us. What are folks in Chicago saying about this video and just saying in general about what happened here?
Well, right now I'm actually in the neighborhood that the Toledo family is from, and people are, we just received this video, and so many folks here haven't seen it yet or are still processing. But for days now, activists have been warning people to be careful when this video comes out. They knew that it would be excruciating, that there was no way that there could be a video of a 13-year-old shot and killed that wouldn't be unbelievably traumatic to watch. And there's concern that people who live here and knew his family or worked around his family, that seeing that video over and over again on social media or in public would do more harm than it would do good. And those calls are continuing ahead of protests that are scheduled tonight for around 5:30 and 6 p.m. I want you to take a listen to what Mayor Lori Lightfoot also shared in a press conference earlier today.
I have seen those videos, and let me just say that they are incredibly difficult to watch, particularly at the end. I say that not only as a mother of a 13-year-old myself, but as a mayor who's deeply passionate about protecting our young people.
Protesters are expected to start gathering within the next couple hours, but both the mayor and the family of Adam Toledo are calling on people to remain peaceful, Allison.
One last question for you, Antonia. The officers involved are on administrative duty right now while the city investigates the shooting. What else can you tell us about them and the status of that investigation this afternoon?
That's right. Right now, we still do not know the identity of the officer, although we now have this footage. You can hear his voice and see the shooting from his perspective. They're on administrative duty while an investigation continues. And the mayor, in fact, actually called on people to continue to wait, to make judgments, and to wait until we have full facts and details about this case. As I said earlier, these videos are illuminating, but they still do not answer everything about what transpired that night between Adam Toledo and anyone else on the scene there. And the Civilian Office of Police Accountability is still going through an investigation. And so there is an urging here for people to wait for more information from that office before they make conclusions, Allison.
All right, Antonia Hilton, thank you so much.
All right.
I want to express my gratitude to the group.
Just wanted to get that out there again. If you're just joining us, let me show you this one more time as well. This is the Punishers. That's the name of the law enforcement motorcycle group in Louisville, Kentucky, and they're going to have a charity ride, as you can see there. I'm not going to comment on that name. It's just I don't know if that's appropriate, especially in these times, but give you something to think about. And I want to just pop one more thing up here real quick. DC Glenn, I don't know if you can read that or not, but that's, DC Glenn from Tag Team. We are talking about having him on the program to discuss not only his career, but also what is currently going on in the country. And I will get set here video wise. Now I've been monitoring throughout the day, and there are so many media people at this location that bandwidth is getting eaten up. And so sometimes we're going to have some interruptions in stream, and we're not always going to have the most clear stream. And I'm probably going to be hopping from stream to stream as the evening unfolds. And we're just kind of sadly getting ready for the same dance that we've had the past few nights. The police will be on one side of a fence. Now there's a new barricade and a new fence erected since last night. And, video's been interrupted again. But they do have, they probably have a 5 to 7 foot gap between the two fences. The fence that's surrounding the police station, and then the fence that is keeping people from getting to the fence surrounding the police station. And as soon as the video comes back up, we'll go to the volume. Pop over here to comments real quick before we get started. Kelvin Black, yo, talk black to me. Talk to your people. people doing the people that are doing these things, they're not my people. But I hear what you're saying. Somehow we've got to reach more white people there. Yeah. Those that are woke, we don't have to worry so much about, but too many people don't understand the realities. And again, we're going to be, like I said, we're going to be cutting in and out. May not have the absolute clearest imagery.
That's pretty sweet. Good job on the
Okay. And I'm going to be monitoring. Again, this is an early, most of the streamers aren't up yet. Okay, and it just went off. And we're back to what I was watching earlier today. Let me see if I can find somebody else that's up real quick.
So one thing different, on first approach to the neighborhood, they closed the road in the residential neighborhood, and they also put some barricades up here on the side streets.
Well, we'll get some barricades and stuff. Hold on. Bear with me, please, as I try to find
for the neighbors,
live stream.
you know, to kind of help them get some rest and maybe not get tear gas so much.
What's your name, big brother?
Yeah.
That's my brother. All Catholics, you know, on 60. I mean, come be some news down here. But the guys that come on this call, the gas station here at 6 o'clock.
Can I put the camera on you? It's live. I got someone from the Black Panther Party here. He's gonna say something.
Tell me who you from, what kind of news you with?
Black Lives Media.
Black Lives Media.
We talk people. Basically,
D, what's your name, D?
Yeah.
Then D-E, Benjamin Ben. Benjamin Bob, okay, I'm not Benjamin Trump, but Benjamin Bob. You flip the C with the D, the E, and the Z. You're a bad man. You're awesome.
also the media company because what happens in our communities is the media shows up when we're being victims of this. You know, you're shit like that. When they go away, nobody's going to focus on how people are treated or something. So I want to create a media company so that everybody else goes away, we can still be able to focus on what people are stories.
Yeah, well, my night was stripped down in my underwear. Yeah, well, this one.
So I'll get him to introduce himself here in a second. He's taking his coat off. He's old school Black Panther, looks like, so see who he is. You want to introduce yourself, sir?
Okay, I'm going to keep this rolling and hear what this gentleman has to say while I'm looking for a live.
You may pose me a couple of questions, I don't know. But my name is Sheikh Imam Akbar, Sheikh. Imam, I-M-A-M, Akbar, A-K-B-A-R. I am the national spokesman for the new Black Panther Party for self-defense. And the key to our circumstances is the proper self-defense against a vicious enemy of ours that will execute our young people without having any remorse. And I know Black Lives Matter, but to the people doing the execution, they're trying to demonstrate that Black lives do not matter. And we are trying to alert the people in a manner that will cause them to get into collective solidarity with the Black Panther and the Black Panther education. Not always the gun, but the education, because the brilliance of the light of the Black Panther education is brighter than the physical sun. The physical sun does one beam of light, one shot, but the Black Panthers in every direction in which you turn. They move on the issues of Black people. And just now we're appealing to Black people for collective solidarity with a history and a track record that everything that we have done in collective solidarity has been successful. Ultimately, it's successful. Regardless, Dr. King Malcolm, he led a bus boycott. It was successful. Thurgood Marshall and Martin Luther King Jr. demonstrated that Black law, comes into direct conflict with white law. The Black law uproots and overturns the white law. The Black law is the original law. As you're wearing black, you're dressed in black, and you have a Black message. And as we team up with all the Black activists, then that's when we are a threat to the opposition. As long as we're scatterbrained, it makes no difference to the opposition. And repeatedly in these townships, the police chief is quitting and running somewhere. The officers quitting and running somewhere. But they're running to do their dirt and damage somewhere else. As they did in D.C. when they stopped the situation with that police chief, he went to another township, Woodbridge, Virginia. When this guy stopped, he's going to run over here to Plymouth, Minnesota and get a job as a police chief. Be a little quiet, probably making more money. See, it's a game. Killing is a game. They say you're going game hunting. The white man kills for sport and play, for squirrel. He's unlikely he's going to eat the squirrel or the rabbit. Sometimes they do. Unlikely he's going to eat the whole deer. He pass out venison meat. But the coon, he'll use the skin, the backside of the coon. And he loves the coon hunt because the coon hunt is symbolically of hunting Black people. And I will faithfully submit to you that every white man that has a gun is on a coon hunt. And there are other white media networks that offer up $1 million per body bag. So if the rogue officer gets caught killing a Black man, then they'll send $1 million to, as it did in Michael Brown, in Ferguson, as you know, and other places that they have sent them $1 million to George Zimmerman and get them off the hook and then put them on the force somewhere else. And he'll sit back and enjoy it. So the average white officer will gamble. Some Black officers will gamble. Some Hispanic, some Korean, some Chinese officers will gamble that if they kill this Black person, they'll get to enjoy that $1 million. Even if they get 2 years in the penitentiary for killing them. They'll do 6 months, and then 6 months later, they'll sit back and say, now I can enjoy my $1 million. So this is how this is working, and no one is explaining this clearly to the media. So you may have a first glimpse of the first shot. The controversy is what? To defund the police. So we ask to defund the police, take the money out of the police, and then fund the Black Panther Party, fund the new Black Panther Party, and we will safeguard and protect here. We will give you an insurance policy that will be zero body bag. We will give you a guarantee that no more body bags coming out of the Black community. We will give you a double insurance policy that the people that's not going to playgrounds and not sitting on their porch, you see nobody sitting on the porch out here, that people will return to their porch and feel safe. When they see this one Panther uniform, it's symbolic. We will assure you nobody's going to get robbed. They'll rob you right in front of that National Guard. They'll rob you with the police on the next block. But when you know that Panther's in the mix, everybody get on their best behavior because the presence, the power of the Black Panther. You see what I'm saying now?
All right. Again, message from the new Black Panther Party for self-defense. And I'm trying to, I had a link up here to a live, but for some reason it is not, it's not broadcasting. Okay, let me try. We don't have Unicorn Riot up yet. All right. Well, Oakley. Thank you, baby. Love you too. Yes. Come on, I gotta do this. Pet you in a few minutes. Okay, well, let me go back to the message here.
Understand me on a clarity that the white woman in her womb she's taught the black man and taught the white man from her womb that the white man deserves a part of the black wealth. If you and I, we make our shoelace business, man. Me and Ben make shoelaces. Everybody know we make shoelaces. Well, she's telling her baby in the womb, well, Ben and Akbar got this shoelace business. And you got a portion. If no more than get Uncle Sam's tax dollar, go collect that money from Ben and Akbar, right? He has an insurance policy they'll get a portion or a great part of our business will be dedicated to the white man.
Oakley, come on.
The white Zionist Jew will come in. And he said, let's go make a deal. He said, I give you a deal. You doing bad. I'm gonna put some money, I'm gonna put some advertising on your business. And you get 70%, I get 30, everything comes from me. And then the computer breaks down. And I'm fixing the software, you understand? And so I go in and I said, well, you had a right queue here and here. You had too much data, too much things are going on here, too much information in one spot. We're going to free up some of that. We're going to kill your viruses and move that software around so it can now process a little better. Okay? We're building a better mousetrap right on the spot. And he said, well, man, be careful because I got to deal my business is in that. There's a software package that contains my business. I said, well, yeah. He said, right now, I'm doing good. I was doing bad 6 months ago. But a guy came along would have said, now I'm getting 70% of the advertisement and he's getting 30. I got a deal, so be careful that software. Don't mess that up. So I unscrambled the software, fixed the data package and patched it up, put it back up and running. So we started looking at it, watch it process. I said, yeah, you do have a 70-30. I said, who did you get to do your software? He said, oh, well, the Jew lawyer, he had somebody over here doing it. His technician, his IT man did the software. I said, yeah, I said, well, clearly you do have a 70-30 deal, but the 70 is going to the white Zionist Jew lawyer, and the 30 is going to yourself. He was so excited he hadn't made any money that he was getting 70% was supposed to be his, so he was getting 30, thinking he was getting 70. So that's why our relationship has always been with the white man, that he is a master of deception. It's not any new invented wheel. All of our patents, brother, from the steam engine to the ironing board, from the iron to refrigeration, right? From the traffic light to no light, from the filament in the light to every labor-saving device, every scientific invention that's important to man has been stolen from us by what we call the opposition. The Honorable Dr. Frederick Douglass.
That is the income gap. Wealth gap between blacks and white in this country.
And then now how can you make all those inventions? The traffic light, the steam engine, the refrigeration, but all the blacks running around saying we broke, don't have a pot to piss in, nor do we have a window to throw out. So we're just looking at it and evaluating what must be done differently. This is why we've come today to establish and to do things differently. And then using the wisdom, we must get the wisdom. See, the Dr. King said that we will perish for the lack of knowledge. But if you, brother, come over a minute. Now you have a son? Go, you have a son? Your son, say we look up fossil bones. Give me one, Ben, fossil bones. Give me a topic. Fossil bones. Give me any topic. Mathematics, science, anything. Just name one. Name a topic. Science. So if you got fossil bones, he got science, and I'll pick mathematics. And you have a son, I have a son. You have a son there? I have a daughter.
Yeah, two boys,
Two boys, two of you. So your youngest daughter's how? 8 years old. Your son's how? 12. My son is 23. Now, the drug use, now you put in the fossil bone, right? And then you get, like, before you can lift your finger, now this is how amazing this is. Before you can lift your finger from the enter button on your keyboard, you've got nearly 10 pages. You got one solid page with 10 items, and then 10 pages to back up.
If you're just joining us, this is the national spokesperson for the new Black Panther Party for Defense, speaking in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota earlier today. The reason we're running this is I'm not able to get a live feed at the moment from Brooklyn Center. So we always have to do the disclaimer no matter what's going on. What other people say, whether they be guests or whether they be subjects of interviews or whether they be in videos, what they say is not necessarily the opinion of the American Doofus Show, and that's our legal disclaimer. And now back to the national spokesperson for the new Black Panther Party for Defense.
All on fossil bone. But now, what if your son was to go there and put in fossil bone? What do you think he would get? The same 10 pages and the same. What if your daughter was to put in science? And you put in science, what would you get on your screen? Science. And what would it be the contents of the page? The same. You would have 10 pages of science, right? Might be microbiology, could be what? Astrology, it could be a botany, study of plants or biological makeup, or could be COVID-19. Could pop up on the stage when he says science, right? Okay, now I do mathematics, and right? Great mathematician, Imhotep or scientist, right? Economics, some of our ancestors, right? Will come up on the screen. Now my 23-year-old son is about to graduate college with honors. I have 7 children where that number works. 7 children with 7 have honors, and 25 grandchildren, all of them with honors. So now we produce 1 million youth a year. Black people produce 1 million youth a year on honors, somewhere with honors. But most of it, they can't bring you a drink of water or a tuna fish sandwich or any information on how to resolve this issue for us. Because their science is on something they work with Westinghouse engineers. No one has schooled them thoroughly up. The rubber or any of this important stuff, like this rubber on. Here, the uranium, the rubber, to be industrial, that we could go to Africa and incorporate rubber, chocolate, uranium, right? Because he's busy working with Westinghouse, General Electric. Who else he working with? Staples. He said, "Oh, Mom, I just got a assistant manager's job at Best Buy." College graduate. So we assimilate into a system that does not tell us to produce for ourselves, but to produce for the large corporation. So that goes without anybody arguing. So this is what I'm saying to you, that Africa, they said that there was some great king in Africa selling you out. A lot of people buying their philosophy. I'm able to submit now, if there's a king in Africa selling you out, then what did the white man bring from Europe now? To where you know the word barter, buy, sell, and trade. What did he bring from Europe? Yeah. Correct. The white man has brought absolutely nothing to Africa. Matter of fact, he came to pilferage all the gold. Where's the brightest diamonds in the world?
We've been watching the national spokesperson for the new Black Panther Party for self-defense. Hopefully we do. We've got footage live now. Again, you can see the 2 fences. The fence that the people are behind, and probably 5 to 7 feet away is a separate fence that is surrounding the police department that has been there for the past 4 nights. Mercado streaming. Mercado streaming. Okay. We're not getting very good audio from this site. Some of this glare, possibly. You'll notice air fresheners have been placed upon the fence line in front of the people. Various colors and various fragrances of air fresheners. And that is because Dante Wright had an air freshener hanging from his mirror, his rear view mirror on the windshield, and you can indeed be pulled over for having an air freshener on your mirror. If you're just joining us, it is American Doofus coverage of the Dante Wright protest in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. Night 5. New development today, there was a hearing for our former officer Kim Potter, her initial hearing. New developments on the ground, a new fence and barricades to protect the existing fence and barricades that has the police department surrounded in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. I'll be switching back and forth throughout the night. We'll get Mercado up. We'll get Unicorn up. See if we can't get Black Lives Media back up. So we've got some different looks in case things do go down. Lots of media out there, lots of streamers out there. Getting a look at the other end on one screen and a barrier or shield or tarp at the least. I don't know if it's going to be a barrier or a shield. Again, we're anticipating most of the activity to happen around 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 p.m. Central Time, when the curfew goes into effect. Yes, the people united would never be defeated. The problem is the people aren't united. Individual communities aren't united, let alone the people as a whole. But those people that are united need to stay united. Whether it be Black, Hispanic, Asian, Native. I'm not sure what the purpose of that was, unless it was specifically to announce their arrival. Well, I'm not sure if that was a diversion, if that was a strategy, if that was somebody just showing off, if that was somebody sizing up the crowd. You can see protesters using the second fence that's been erected. They're placing their umbrellas inside the fence for shields, protective purposes in case of the advent of pepper spray.
Mic check 1 2.
Hop up here into the comments for a second. Hello, Puffin. Bobby Holtz, Miss Lynn, Stone's Dirty Socks, El Negro Confidante, Puffin. Thanks you all for being here. Thank everybody for watching. Yeah, I heard CNN had some people out there last night, and the people were like, you know, what are you doing here? We don't watch CNN. Those that ask what's being accomplished, well, it's drawing attention. It's making a statement. It's standing up and shouting their voices and giving other people the courage to stand up and shout as well. And that's what I try to do on this show. I try to show other white people that it's okay to say that this country has done a bunch of things wrong, and let's start fixing them. If it was us that had been done wrong, we would want it fixed. And the basic tenet of Christianity is to do unto others as you would want to have done. Not as you have done, but as you would want to have done. I do have some of the, I've got some of the greatest viewers ever. Smart, witty. You make me laugh even in times when there's not a lot to laugh about. You make me chuckle, and I appreciate that. El Negro Confidante. This dude's got stars and everything, not like that fake General J. Oh, man. Barry, have you noticed? Hey, Philly Strong, how quiet conservatives are. Yeah. The Art of Betrayal by God. Okay. Puffin, I know you write some music too. Tina, it's hard. It's hard to laugh. Yeah, Stone's Dirty Socks. As far as actual change, I don't know what this accomplishes, but again, it does draw attention, and the crowds are growing night after night, and it gives people courage. Oh, I almost fell over. It gives people courage. Where are the EAR protesters? Nani, we're not a protester group. That's not our lane as far as actual getting out on the streets and protesting. We don't, there are others, obviously there are thousands and thousands of others that fill that role, and that's not what we do. Now, where's Tarika Mallory? Black Lives Matter. That's a great question. Our lane is a movement for people of all races that want to end racism and do it through the political system, do it through the corrupt legal system. There are so many different things that have to be done to ever end racism, and protesting while it's a necessity is not going to be what brings about change. Nani, my main focus is bringing attention to things that aren't getting attention, and while there are mainstream media people there, you're going to see 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes of something on mainstream media. You're not going to get the whole story. Oh, now there's no need to be mean to anybody. Actually, that's Philly Strong. I've got a graphic I want to show at some point regarding Civil War, race war. I see you, baby girl. Yes, I know. You don't like any of this stuff either, do you? It's stressful. We got about 1 hour until the curfew. And this second fence and barricade has done its job, I would guess, from the police standpoint, in that the protesters cannot get up to actually access. I don't know if you can see in the background or not, but most of the police are back up by the building, and there are no law enforcement officers down by the fence. Nani Jones, I cannot imagine. I cannot. But I have no trouble believing you.
Yep, I got you. I got you.
Get the fuck out! This is your warning. Get the fuck out!
Well, one protester at least
You may be okay with the live interview, or should do like
Get the fuck out! This is not action! This is our fucking life! Get the fuck out!
okay, somebody doesn't like mainstream media being there, and she's being very vocal about it. In your opinion, does the police officer get off or does she go to jail? I'm not 100% certain on what Minnesota law is. I am 100% certain on what the past has shown us, and the George Floyd verdict will have repercussions, no matter which way it comes down. If it comes down the wrong way, there could possibly be major repercussions. I don't think the chief goes to jail. I don't think the mayor goes to jail, but I don't see any way. Again, there hasn't been a trial. All the evidence hasn't been. The lawyers can screw things up, but just basically from just common sense, I would say she has to go to jail. Now, that doesn't mean she will go to jail just because that is the right thing or the proper thing. We have to always remember for that. Actually, Tanya, it's happened. It has happened more than I was aware of. It's happened multiple times around the country where they have mistaken their gun for a taser. So I don't know. Maybe whoever makes the tasers are making them too realistic, so you can't tell one from the other. But I also want to check and see what's happening in Chicago. If you're just joining us, we started the broadcast out with a couple of things. The police motorcycle gang in Louisville, Kentucky, called the Punishers, having a ride this weekend. Go back to the first, you'll see that poster. Also in the beginning, we talked about Adam Toledo, 13-year-old from Chicago, shot with his hands up. That body cam footage came out today. And I'm going to step back for a few minutes and monitor and see if there's see what's happening in Chicago, and possibly switch views here to well, now he's, I'm not sure what's happening here. Okay, just to reset the shot. We lost the volume. Let me hop back here.
Not even gonna use this shot right now, so if you put on like. I don't think that.
Okay, we're going to switch over to Mercado. Hopefully we'll have a little better volume.
Hey Nico, real quick, how did it go yesterday? What can you tell the audience is what happened with you, and that people were wondering you were detained after you left?
Yeah, real quick, me and neighborhood reporters.
And this is Nico from Unicorn Riot, who we've been watching the past couple of nights.
Then we realized that we didn't have our mics. And we found them in the bushes. They had taken a lapel guard off of the mic. They kept it cooking. I couldn't find it anywhere. They smashed up all the neighborhood.
We gotta see all right though. Here's your mic. Is your mic good? No, I got it. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. That was Nico, Unicorn Riot. Wanted to see how he's doing.
Okay, last night after we cut the feed, Nico stuck around. Basically, the cops took his camera, his microphones, they threw them, tried to destroy them, and that led to the mayor today saying that the police no longer had the right to ask media to leave, and they would no longer be arresting media.
I know the frame's not there, but I think the audio stayed, so hopefully you guys can hear everything that Nico from Unicorn Riot said. But I was watching the frame counter, I forgot that he has a live U-Pack, so I lost a little bit of signal next to him. But I just asked him that, man. Did you hear? Were you guys able to hear?
Greetings to you, Pam's Gemmin.
Okay, cool. Thank you, DJ. All right. Thanks, Jennifer. Yeah, he was detained yesterday and released, and his microphone was damaged. So he does have a new microphone, and he's good to go. He's out here.
Hello, Jen Ice.
Thanks, Emily. Yeah, I think it happened after you went off. Talking about Unicorn, right? Signal's gone. Signal's dancing around, guys. Just stay with it. Again, worst comes to worst, I'll just start another stream.
Like I've been saying, I've been monitoring it through the day. There's so many media up there. They're eating up the bandwidth, and streams are coming in and out. That's why I've been trying to have a couple in backup ready to go. As you can tell, if you've been with us the past 4 nights, much bigger crowd tonight. Modern technology. Messaging on the apartment building across from the place. You can see the, I don't know if you can see or not, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are seven police officers on the roof of the building.
phone signal, Jordan. Now, like I said, I'll find the spots to stand in. Just be patient and be flexible. If the stream signal cuts out, it's going to happen.
Yeah, it is going to happen. For those of you just joining us, it's American Doofus. Don't be a doofus. Thank you for watching. We are in night 5 of coverage from Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. The protest over the death of Dante Wright, a 20-year-old who was shot during a traffic stop. The police officer, Kim Potter, who shot Dante, has resigned. She said she made the mistake of pulling her Glock when she thought she was pulling her taser. She actually says taser, taser, taser in the camera footage. There, you might be able to get a better look at the officers up on the roof. And a massive crowd out for the 5th night. Seems like the same old song and dance, only it's a little bit different this time in that they have erected a second fence to basically keep the protesters off of the first fence. The first fence and barricade was erected after night 1 to surround the perimeter of the police station. And they erected a second fence and barriers today. And that is has created a demilitarized zone, if you will, of 5 to 7 feet between the two fences. So there hasn't been quite as much activity tonight. It's basically become a question now, will they enforce the curfew over this with this mass number of people? Will they enforce the curfew coming up at 10 o'clock local time? We are watching, earlier we watched a stream from CARE. This stream is from Andrew Mercado. If you're on Facebook, please like and follow Andrew. Mercado, CJ, News to Share, Ford Fisher. My personal favorite, Maxwell Mitchell from Louisville, Kentucky. The top live streamers, Unicorn Riot, several members of Unicorn Riot, not just Nico, but Nico's been doing the coverage up here. We've used Unicorn Riot footage from the pipeline protests several different times. And we thank all of them for being boots on the ground. It would, if I was 40 years younger, I would be out there. I would be sleeping in a sleeping bag somewhere, and covering things. But I'm not, and I'm thankful that these people do what they do, and provide us with the footage that they do. And I'm very thankful for those of you that watch this channel. I'm incredibly grateful and humbled, and we'll get back to it now. I just wanted to thank those of you that had just hopped on. If you have just hopped on, go back and watch the beginning, because there's some different stuff there at the beginning. A little bit about the motorcycle club that the Louisville Police Department has, and some very troubling footage of a young man and a 13-year-old boy in Chicago being shot by police with his hands up.
Kim Potter has been charged with second-degree manslaughter and has been released after posting a $100,000 bond. Potter appeared briefly on Zoom for a mostly procedural hearing today. Her next court date is scheduled for May 17th. curfew is to begin at 10 p.m. Central Time until 6 a.m. Central Time. About 37 minutes.
Hey, James. Hey, T-Rex. There's a lot of people out there. Okay, I'm going to sit back for a little bit. Thank you again, everybody. Be nice to each other in the comments. That's a different spelling.
You guys are watching through a restream. This is who you're really watching live, Mercado Media.
There you go.
We're live on Facebook. Come stop by. If you're watching a restream, watching somebody restreaming this platform, come to the source and see what's up. Mercado Media on Facebook.
As I said, if you're on Facebook, give Andrew a
Also
follow.
on the Snack Spot YouTube channel. Same stream, 2 different platforms. Come on over and say what's up into our platform. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. As I said earlier.
You guys can see the buses are getting staged on Humboldt. That's way down Humboldt. You guys can see they're staging all the vehicles. Oops, sorry. Right about there underneath my finger with all the lights. I know it's a little blurry in the distance. Welcome, Jason. Yeah, I'm out here. How's everything looking, some guys? I'm sorry I get closer to the fence, but there's severe connection issues going on. I don't have a satellite backpack. It's all cell phone signal for me. So this is the view for now. If cell phone signal drops, I'll walk and move around.
We'll come back to Andrew.
It pushed police abolition as a mainstream idea and talking point. Now, that can't happen under capitalism, but the point is we're chipping away at the ruling class's defense forces. So that wouldn't have happened if it was just a peaceful sign holding protest. Like, it just wouldn't have. So this is my third time here, and I just got here not that long ago. I've seen people with that militant energy. I've also, from what I've been hearing, and I've been here, I've seen it, is like people trying to pacify it, and people don't realize how dangerous that actually is and counter-revolutionary that is. So part of the work I do is trying to push back against that. Yeah, so I remember hearing the other night, stop throwing things, or don't do this, or don't do that, because then the police will be violent. Without understanding that when we're fighting for justice, it's a conflict that's always going to occur. And especially when we're effective, they're going to fight back against that. That's not a sign of weakness, that's a sign of our strength, that they have to respond to our efforts. I mean, this whole metro area is pretty much under military occupation. It's insane. And they did that because of all the property damage that happened during the uprising. I mean, that's what they care about, and that's why you see police and National Guard outside of strip malls and grocery stores and all those other areas. Those people, they don't want their shit fucked with, and that's what they care about. Brothers up here tonight. We also, as you were sort of talking about, saying stop. Yeah, that's what I heard. I just got here, but I was talking to comrades, and they were saying that people are being told to not be militant because then they'll be violent towards us. They were already doing violent shit towards us. You know what I mean? They were already pepper spraying and tear gassing and shooting rubber bullets. I talked with 3 people last night that were hit with rubber bullets. Like, it's insane. So this notion that we do it the right way, like, it's just bullshit. Maybe an alternative that you have in mind. A lot of people are talking about police abolition. Yes, I'm an abolitionist, but for that to happen, we're going to have to radically transform society. Because police abolition means strong communities. It's 100% necessary for there to be strong communities that have their own community defense forces, right? It's not going to happen from above. We're not going to vote away the police. It's only going to happen within the context of revolutionary struggle. So there have been folks I know that have been working on, like on the south side, alternatives to calling the police in situations where violence hasn't occurred. There's a lot of efforts that I think are good of pushing, like the man you were just talking to, pushing for mental health professionals to deal with mental health crises and emotional crises and things of that nature. And I think those are all part of like the important steps we need to take. But something that is really inspiring when you think of the uprising that happened with George Floyd was in like a Newsweek article, it said that over 50% of people were in support of the precinct burning down. You only had about 30% support for the civil rights movement in the 1960s by white people. I mean, we've done an amazing job of pushing that Overton window, making people understand that the police are a violent force that have always been wrapped up in racism. Now, our next step, we also need to stress more, it's not just the most egregious acts of violence, like Dante and George Floyd and Philando Castile and Jamar Clark. It's not just the most egregious acts of violence, it's the system that the police uphold that is violent and causes untold suffering and death. And in the abolitionist movement, we have to talk about that more, because what we're going to get is just bullshit reforms that don't address the underlying problem. And we can't keep making that mistake again. You're gonna be a peace policer, you're doing the job of the state. So stop that shit. If you're worried about the environment being too militant for you, then maybe you need to go to a place that is safer, that you feel safe in. There's different memorials, there's other healing spaces, there's other ways you can participate, but this here is a battle. And if you're not ready to battle, then don't be here. And by God, don't stifle the revolutionary energy of the people that are ready for it. That's the thing I really want people to remember. If you're being a peace police, you're a fucking police pig, and stop it. Stop that shit. That's all I got. Thank you.
Well, again, the disclaimer, not everything you hear on the American Doofus Show is the opinion of...
I'm dead. Bro, this is to the people that don't understand what is happening around here. So, I just want you to understand. Hey, hold my phone. I just want you to understand, bro, that what I want you to understand, looting, burning shit down, stealing, okay, should never be used as a bargaining chip for change. And I want you to understand that no one believes that, and this is not what that is. I want you to understand, this is the mic on denim. I want you to understand that what this is, bro, is a symptom to a root cause, okay? Stop looking at it for what it is and really think, why is this happening for a second, bro, okay? No one really wants to do this. If there was an easier way, then it would have happened the easy way. You feel me? On dead in them. Let go of your ego for a bit, bro, because we could die tomorrow on fucking dead in them, okay? So, I just want you to understand, you shouldn't be focusing on the future, bro. Right now matters more, okay? The more time that you're spending over there, you're diminishing the quality of today. Okay, you feel me? So let's win that fucking life on Deadnam, bro. This is fucking love, bro. And we fight with the people that we love on Deadnam. Nico on Deadnam, right? Have that energy on Deadnam. Bro, where's my phone? Come on.
Okay. If you're just joining us, back up here at the monitor for a minute. If you're just joining us, thank you. We've switched over to Nico because Nico has an amplifier, if you will, for his signal, and he's able to kind of reach above bandwidth.
Well, we're out here again on day 4 or 5. Is it 5?
5.
Damn, all the days are just merging into one. And we're out here seeking justice. We're out here because manslaughter 2 ain't enough because we need murder charges. We're out here because she gets to reside with her pension and she gets to go and live her life. We're out here because we still got people in the prisons downtown and she's out walking free. How she come in and they let her out in a couple hours? That's fucking bullshit. That's why we're out here. And we're going to stay out here.
I'm not laughing at the guy speaking. I'm laughing at the comments.
They don't care about justice.
I'm Rick
And
James,
they're showing
bitch.
that. A lot of these politicians, like Tim
Hold my
Fashion's
phone.
Rose comes out and they say that they care about Black Lives Matter, right? But they care about Black Lives Matter the same as the businesses that put BLM on their shit during the uprising. It just means don't burn this building. It doesn't mean you actually support us. Because what I need to see is support through your actions and not just through your words. And the fact of the matter is they say Black Lives Matter, right? They say that, but with their actions that they're doing in the court right now, with Floyd, you don't see that. With their actions that they're doing with Kim and allowing her to leave. While we still have protesters and comrades and brothers and sisters and non-binary folks still down there in Hennepin County Jail, that shows through your actions that you don't care.
And that's why I let stuff happen on this this show that I may not always agree with. It's because I'm not using the platform as a form of silence. I'm using the platform as it's an action.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy.
I showed the new Black Panther Party for protection.
Or still in jail, and she already came in and went. Like, make it make sense. Someone, please. All they gotta do is say the magical word. They gotta say it's an accident, and all the liberals are like, well, I mean, I gotta make the same accident for 400 fucking years. That's motherfucking bullshit.
Tanya, you're somebody that has an opinion. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't discount your own opinion. Don't discount your voice.
They're showing where their priorities are. They're showing that their priorities is to protect the killer cop. And we see that, right? We see that when they come out and they put a blue line flag up the day after they lynch.
No, don't be calling anybody names.
That's trying to kill. We have a community that's trying to get justice. And all they
in the comments, man.
All they keep doing is keep taunting us. All they keep doing is targeting black bodies out here and trying to shoot them in the necks.
The freaks come out
That's
at night.
all they do.
Freaks come out at
It's
night.
never about justice.
Freaks come
It's never
out.
about healing. It's about building a fucking fort in the middle of downtown where the court's happening. That's a military occupation. How does that help anything?
Hurry up and start tasing. El Negro Confidante. I know that a lot of your stuff is sarcasm.
They always talk
And
about military occupation. They're talking about war-torn country that America overthrew their government with a coup, or some Western power. Shout out to Europe, they're
what?
at that too. But yeah, they're always in some war-torn country that that they cause, and they put on military occupation because they know what's best for the people. And
nobody in here is KKK, Puffin.
And that is what they're doing to us. That's what they're fucking doing.
Thanks, Moondog.
And then the other thing is that they're
Houdini.
always out here
Exactly.
talking about genocide.
James, you'll appreciate this.
Genocide there. They always want to make it seem. They always want to make it seem like it's far away, right? Do that shit. We have fireworks at the motherfucking revolution.
No, if Stones was KKK, his head would have exploded when some of the rhetoric that has been said on here has been said. He's not.
All the way over on that continent. There's a fucking
genocide going here. The black bodies that's been going on for 400 years. There's a fucking genocide that's going on to the Native Americans ever since these fucking colonizers came here and oppressed them. We're not talking about that though. They don't want to talk about that.
No, if Stones was KKK, he'd be trying to get the channel taken down for showing what we show on here.
And we need to be out here and get these charges checked up and get this stuff. But we need people to stay out here. Because unfortunately, the system is built up to see, as a test to see how much people care, right? And that's what the problem is that's so long, right? Just think about it. The Chauvin case just is coming to an end, and it's nearly a year after the incident. The other 3 killer cops don't even go on trial until July. They test them to see if we care enough. And let me tell you, we have to care. We have to stay out in these streets. We have to get them on the streets. We got to light their phones up. We got to do everything to get liberation for everybody and make sure no one gets left behind. And so what we need to do is we have bills that the families are trying to pass as the legislation. And we need to get those bills passed. And we need to get community control of the police as well. We need to make sure that we're preventing shit, right? Because unfortunately, what keeps happening is it takes someone to fucking die in order for anyone to care. And at that point, it's too fucking late for us. It's too late. We need to care beforehand.
Yeah.
Bills are supposed to be made out of paper, not fucking human bodies. So we need to prevent this shit before it fucking happens.
Yeah. Preach it.
I want to say that Black trans lives matter. All power to the people.
That's what I'm saying, Black Syndicate. That's what I'm saying. That there ain't no Klan members on here. Their heads would have exploded. There ain't nobody Klan. We all actually want the same thing. And that's see everybody treated equal, to see police go back to policing and not terrorizing, not waking up saying, I'm going to get me some, because that happens. And I've been watching protests and covering protests and part of protests for too damn many years. And when the night ends and nobody has had serious injury and nobody's been arrested, I consider those nights success, even though they may not have accomplished anything in the grand scheme of things other than drawing awareness. And I get criticized for saying that, and I understand why, but to me, it's a success. And my last actual marching, as far as being in a protest physically myself, was in 2016. So I've covered them since then, but actually chanting "We Are the Revolution" as part of the Bernie Sanders, one of the founders of what was called Our Revolution. But this isn't that. This is from the youth. We got about 12 minutes until curfew, and you can see the crowd's thinned out. The curfew has an impact.
Louis Chan, Hoover Justice News, right here, bang bang, holding it down. Louis just said, you want to say it again to the news?
So I was just told by the JFA, my marshals and other people that they are seeing, like the whole area right now is being surrounded already. So they believe that their plan tonight is to kill everybody that's in here in the hot zone right now. And just make a mass arrest. This way they can hold people till Monday, so that people can't be out here for the weekend. So
yeah, I think it's stuff on PC holders held. Yep.
Yep. So that's why that's what they're planning to do tonight.
Yeah. Thank you, Louis. Perspective.
Moondog, how many people are there for the business and how many are hanging out? I'm assuming those that are just there hanging out are going to be peeling out because we've seen each night, we've seen them get a little bit better at kettling. Their plans have come together a little bit more effective each and every night. Last night, a complete circle quickly. And I imagine they've deployed in a circle. If that is indeed their intent, is to keep as many people as possible until Monday, keep them off the streets for the weekend. That's what happened in Louisville. In Louisville, they arrested so many people. They were literally holding them handcuffed to a fence, very much like what you see right here inside the detention facilities. And a streamer, Milky Mess from Milky Mess TV, she was arrested, and somehow she had her phone. She was able to get her phone inside with her and live streamed, showing them standing there handcuffed to a fence. Again, very similar to what you see. So don't think that they won't arrest an overabundance of people. Don't think they'll run out of room in the jail. These are tactics we've seen in other locations. And looks a lot like a Middle Eastern war base, as I believe someone else said earlier. It does. It doesn't look like a police station. It looks like footage from overseas. And you can see the preparations underway, strapping on their shin guards as we are 8 minutes away from curfew. Again, you're not going to catch this stuff on mainstream media. Thanks to Nico, to Mercado, Andrew Mercado, CJ from CJ TV, Ford Fisher. Even though Ford's been kind of absent lately, which is understandable because it takes money to travel and to get to these places, and we don't generate a lot of money doing this.
Start talking and ask questions. Is that cool? Can you hold this?
In the court right here. Afternoon, good evening, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're live here at the Brooklyn Center Police Station. This your girl, Aesthetics with Ash. I honestly am really shocked that they created a secondary barricade, and I know what time it is. They're literally projecting what it's going to look like with the decision. I know they wrapped up the defense case today where Shelby didn't want to testify against his own self. I understand, please, if I would have done the same. Actually, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't have stepped on someone's neck for not, let me stay on top of his own rant. But seeing that they are going to be doing mass cuddle arrest today, I wonder, are they going to abide by press credentials and not arrest us, or are they going to be like every other police station I've been to and arrest us? I know that they're doing this to scare us, and it's absolutely going to work. Well, it's 5, and honestly, yesterday I felt something disgusting was not right, and honestly, today, after seeing how, after they started doing the whole thing with the residents and all that other stuff, when they were on the other side and we were at the church and then they were running after us, seeing them run after us, that's how I know that's the issue. That's the problem. It felt like Portland. I'm not gonna lie, because they were training out there. So, and that is what they were doing. And I'm not gonna lie, I tell everybody else, this is why they call me Kunta, because I was out. They were out chasing us like we were fucking dogs. I swear to God, I ain't never looked. I lost a couple weight, but look, it's protest season. So we have to start eating better. We gotta start doing more exercise, because the way that they are training, we're gonna get slaughtered just because we can't even run. So tonight, I see a lot of people in black. I love the solidarity. I see the barricades. It's starting to look like Job Seattle 2.0. But I don't see the numbers, man. I don't see the numbers, and I'm a little like, come on, y'all. Where's your friends? If we gotta wait till tomorrow, we'll let's wait till tomorrow. Don't be stupid, because if y'all lose all these people today, what are we gonna do tomorrow? What are we gonna do Sunday? And then what are we gonna do on Monday? Because you know next week is when we need the numbers. So I'm really hopeful that people are not gonna be stupid tonight. That's all I can say. Oh, on Instagram. Oh, okay. Oh, I always used to tell people that they would have to figure out how to spell aesthetics for national beer. No. I love it, because honestly, people can't spell it. It's A-okay. And I now feel like I'm a national spelling bee. But aesthetics for Nash is AESTHETICSCONASH. I left my home May 29, 2020, and I haven't looked back. I've gone all across America protesting and documenting the revolution. Sometimes I kind of may get involved and love a city too much, and I fall in love with them, and I can't help it. I can't act like I'm not a black woman in this revolution. If we can sit that Black Lives Matter, then I should be able to show people that I matter too. I won't ask you to be on the field if I won't be on the field as well. So sometimes I may get wrapped up and you might see me on the front line, but please don't judge me, because you don't want to judge somebody on how they breathe. And I don't want to burn anything down, but I'm not going to stop anybody else from doing it. So if you see me, know that I am not a terrorist. I will not commit suicide, and fuck these fascist pigs. Oh, shout out to you, Kariah, because y'all are the great. You can.
Somebody just sent me an email wanting to know what separated me from the freight trucker guy, other than the yeet yeet. He takes people's streams and doesn't give them credit for it, and capitalizes heavily off of it. What I do on these programs when there are events like this, I give full credit to whoever we are watching, and I direct you to their sites to follow them and like them and donate to them. And I don't sit on here begging for money all the time. I do say Cash App American Doofus, all one word, and
It seems like
But that's not the focus of this. The focus of this is information. The focus of this is hoping people see things that cause them to think.
They have their mic stolen and broken, and that's why they are not speaking with their mic, because it was stolen.
Oh, the neighborhood reporters, the husband and wife. They got beat up last night too.
I was just telling people that your mic was stolen and broke by the police, and that's why you were not speaking into it. Can you talk about that a little bit? What you experienced last night?
Yeah, so what I experienced last night is after identifying myself as press, I was taken to the ground once again. So that's 2 days in a row. I'm sorry. So that's 2 days in a row I was detained. After I told them I was press, they told me my press pass wouldn't save me. While they were taking me down to the ground, they took a mic out of my hands. And after they eventually let us go, I found it in pieces, which gives me the impression that they threw it on the ground because it was about 15, 20 feet away from where I was at the time. I know Unicorn Ride experienced something similar, which is quite shocking because they knew we were pressed because what they were breaking was literally a microphone with the brand, the neighborhood reporter on it, the same thing that Unicorn Ride had happened to them. So pretty shocking situation so far. Stay tuned to Unicorn Ride and the neighborhood reporter. Where can people find your voice? On Instagram, the neighborhood reporter, on Facebook, the neighborhood reporter, and of course, neighborhoodreporter.com.
Now, why would the police not want the press? Could it be because the press reports what the police does? And the police were wanting to do things that they didn't want reported. I don't know that, but it's something to think about.
Again, it's almost 10 p.m. It seems like there's a huge kettle plant. Everybody says that the police have surrounded the area and they're planning to kettle people.
Here we go. It is 11 o'clock. When I was a kid, it was always, it's 11 o'clock, do you know where your children are? And we were here just about 24 hours ago at 11 o'clock at the Battle Drum. Minnewaukee.
The crowd has thinned out quite a lot. A lot of the crowd has thinned out. See, they set umbrellas and tarps up on the fence so the police could not get to them with their pepper spray. There's or 40 millimeter marker rounds that they were shooting yesterday. So far, we've seen first 3 days they've used a lot of tear gas, and since then they've used different munitions. They use CS gas, HC gas, which is a very, very bad cancer-causing gas. It's also known to cause birth defects. The police have also used triple chasers, 40 millimeter marker rounds, and a litany of other munitions, mostly from combined systems.
Does it seem eerily quiet other than the battle drum? I'm used to Louisville, and as soon as the clock strikes, they start announcing over very loud speakers that the people are in violation of the curfew. And again, you can tell a lot of people have left.
To be honest, I think they should go home. We are out here legalizing our rights because Black people are tired. How many more people gotta die for them to get the system right? We are tired and enough is enough.
Got very pretty eyes.
No, this is my first time being out here. I like experiencing all of this because it's like, look at how what we gotta go through just to get our rights. Like, we're basic human beings. Everybody should have rights, and just because the color of our skin should not mean anything. We should all have rights.
So tonight, the last few nights, they sort of handled everybody on, provided actually one space for people to read, but tonight we're saying everybody might handle in the same. What are you thinking right now?
If they really trap us in here, that's not going to end well. Because if they do, then I have a feeling they're going to put tear gas, and then how are we all going to leave? Like, this is all a setup if they do that.
Yes.
How does that make you feel? Are you a resident around here?
No, but that doesn't sit right. That does not sit right with me at all. That they're trying to trap us. If they do, and then throw tear gas on us, does not sit right with me at all.
Well, you haven't been watching.
To just exercise our rights, because how many more black people have to die for them to understand that this needs to stop? Like, this is, we're not playing no games. And if they don't give the guilty verdict to Derek, and if they don't get justice for Dante, this is not going to end well. No, that's all. Thank you.
Keep in mind the police officer that shot Jacob Blake Jr. 7 times in Kenosha, Wisconsin, had that video on the afternoon it happened, actually. That officer is back on the force. He was found not guilty, and no punishments or retributions of any kind. Because he did not perform outside of the expected duty of the police in Kenosha, Wisconsin. Jacob Blake Jr., of course, was not killed, but he is paralyzed. So somebody asked earlier if I thought the former police officer would go to jail, and you can't just assume that. You just because something may be the right thing to happen doesn't mean it happens, and we all know that.
It's fifth night protest for Dante, right?
But I'm not giving up on love. I'm not giving up on unity. I'm not giving up on healing. It's just
Different groups of people.
where we're at the moment. Those things have to take a back burner to survival.
It's 10 p.m. curfew. And 10 p.m. is about right now. We're just walking through the sides, walking through the crowd a little bit.
Again, you can see the crowd has dispersed. And continues to disperse.
I'm seeing horses on the other side, but it doesn't really matter. And a fire started. The medics right here, medicing. They've been holding it down since the beginning.
Press is always attracted to fire. primal nature of man to be drawn to fire. And then, of course, the fireworks box. I'm just curious, how many of you out there watching have a respirator, a helmet, goggles, protective gear of any kind?
Anybody want to talk?
I feel like I'm just tired of like being scared of the police.
We're tired of this shit, bro.
We're tired of
the police, bro.
like if something happens, who are we gonna call?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, bro?
If the police are like, if you shoot at us, if I get shot, who am I gonna call to say I got shot by somebody?
Hey, Glenn Smith.
It's like it's almost becoming like a routine.
The Lion of Yah. We must always gird our loins spiritually.
All I gotta say, long live Dante Wright, bro, and fuck 12, fuck the police, bro.
It's not right.
Fuck 12. All right, Dante Wright for life, nigga. Fuck 12. I don't even know Dante Wright, bro, but I fuck with Dante Wright, bro. Fuck 12, bro.
Thank you. Is there someone else to say something? Does anyone want to say something? I gotta finish up. I'm gonna let you finish. It just says, how does it feel being like knowing that Dante's only 20? Like, it feels like it can happen to anybody.
I'm 18. I feel 18. Bro, I'm almost 20, bro. I'm almost 20, bro.
It's like, it feels like I can happen to any of my friends. I just lost my friends recently. Like, it can come too close to home. So it's like, it's not real. It's not right. I shouldn't feel like this. It's something I don't really have to go through.
Yeah, I mean, like, it don't feel right because like we all young and all that. Like we all still in high school. Most of us still in high school. And it's just like I don't care about nothing, to be honest. Like it's just, yeah, it's just. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I gotta say that else. Yeah.
Hey, real life, I just feel like it's crazy that I gotta sit here and watch over the group that is speaking now, because I don't know what time they're gonna pop off at, what time anything can happen. So I really feel like it's fucked as well. It's sad that we gotta watch our backs like this. We gotta get close to like somebody lives us.
You talk about what it feels like to have all these National Guard in the city.
Man, it's crazy. They don't even need all these people out here. It's just a bunch of people. Ain't nobody out here got no guns, man. They are.
I feel like they're really here for show.
Yeah,
they're really here for show. They're really here to scare people. But hey,
Hey, ain't no reason to be scared.
Come on,
We out here
you guys
for a good
stand up as
reason.
a community.
We out here for a good reason. So ain't no reason to be scared.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all. You too. Appreciate it.
Hey guys, I'm Sterling Champagne. I'm just here. I'm just out here. I've been out here I was out for George Floyd for about 10 days. I got arrested, got almost ran over by a semi truck. I'm back out here just protesting. There ain't nothing against nothing, but it's protesting for peacefulness. This shit that's going on right now is just not right. Dante Wright, George Floyd, all of it has nothing to do with what we're doing. We're here for equality. We're here for everybody that. I'm sorry to be choked up, but I'm here for everybody that needs to be here because this thing has got to end because this protest isn't for just Dante, it isn't just for George Floyd, it is for everybody living right here with us. And I would love to speak with all of you. Hell, what can you give me and your thought process on what's going on here today?
I've been doing that. I want to get this word to you, to the community, to let the audience know. So thank you for that. Appreciate that. So, how does it compare from George Floyd to now? What is your comparison?
The only comparison is the amount of people that are out here. We had a lot more backing behind George Floyd versus what's out here. It might be where we're at, the presence of where we're at versus, down in Minneapolis next to Cup Foods. But right now, we need more people out here. We need more people going around. We need more people being a part of something that is something in this world. Because right now, there ain't shit going on but this. We just need people, guys. And I love Unicorn Riot. I was just watching out before you guys showed up here. I'm not exactly sure which part of Unicorn Riot you are, but I appreciate everything that you are a part of and everything that you have come to be. And I appreciate the interview because I have sat here and looked for you guys because you mean the world to me.
Is weed legal in Minnesota? Does anybody know? I'm just asking.
Recording everything, and everything was getting deleted and blocked, and they would shut off my streams. They would shut off everything. So it's just amazing to see that there's real media out here. It's not fake news. CNN tried to talk to me, and I shut them off. Man, you guys are real media, and I appreciate literally everything that you actually fucking do. And I apologize for my French, but my name is Sterling Champagne from Coon Rapids, and I'm here to support everybody. Thank you.
Now stop calling, no name calling. Come on. There's too much serious shit going on for
What should I say? I have nothing to. Yo, this shit's fucked.
name
I was
calling.
out there for 2 weeks for George Floyd and ran away from tons of cops.
Okay, I thought this guy had a shark on his back and he's got a skateboard.
But
First glance.
got a bunch of pussies who are out here not doing shit, but standing there looking like a bunch of bitches. So let me glad they didn't do that. But yeah, that's basically it. Fuck up. What's your feeling about Dante Wright? The officer was charged with second-degree manslaughter. Yeah. Are you okay with that? No, absolutely not. Are we okay with what? Second-degree manslaughter. It should be third-degree murder, honestly, technically, but. True.
I don't believe it's some case, even if we're going to the street, people will be happy.
Yeah. But
So you say it's your first night out here right now?
Yeah.
So the people are talking about, because it's a 10 o'clock curfew,
yeah.
The police have been enforcing that rule effectively every time.
Yes, sir.
Possibly there could be a kennel. Does that
Yeah.
make you scared that you might be arrested tonight?
Absolutely not. I'm pretty quick on my feet. I got my longboard with me. This is my best friend. So we're going to hit the dip real quick, and we're going to scoot dude out of here real quick. So.
I got arrested during the George Floyd riots and got out. They told me not to go to the St. Paul Capitol or else I'd be arrested again. They put me in a golf cart and dropped me in the middle of St. Paul and told me to find my way home. I found my way to the Capitol, and that's when I almost got ran over by the semi. So, bro, the shit they're doing out here is just not positive at all. It doesn't matter what they do, catch you, release you. Hell, I got released on a Saturday, and I got arrested on a Friday.
I love this city. I love my state. I'm from Oakdale, Minnesota. Born and raised. Love y'all. Be safe. Get home safely. Peace and love. All right, thank you.
Yeah, I want to say something too. Nico, thank you. First off, I really appreciate what you're doing. And hello to Bethany. I know my girlfriend is at home watching. I believe she would love to be here, but the cops broke her wrist yesterday with a rubber bullet. I was shot twice yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I sat there and talked to you, bro.
Yeah, I was shot twice yesterday, so I want everyone to know what they're doing to people out here. It has been a little different tonight. I haven't seen many rubber bullets or gas tonight, to be fair. But yesterday it was absolutely, they were shooting me before curfew. It was 7 o'clock. They shot me yesterday. Everybody that is at home watching, if you are anywhere around here, however far you have to come, we need you out here. If you think that this isn't your fight, let me tell you that this is your fight, because this is everybody's democracy. This is everybody's country. If you're not willing to stand up for your neighbors when they need you, then how could you expect them to be there for you? So we need everybody to get out here. This is so important. That's all.
Thank you. Can I ask you real quick? Yeah. What keeps bringing you out after being shot? And your girlfriend having her wrist broke?
Yeah, my girlfriend, she wanted to be out here so bad. Her wrist was broken, so she really can't be out here. I debated it. I was really on the fence. I almost didn't want to come. I felt like I needed to get home and get rest, but this is so important. This is so big. There's like they're gonna be here every night, so am I. Until we can make something happen, until something can be done, I will be out here every single night because I just want them to stop killing people. So I mean, I'm not gonna stop coming out here every night until something gets done. They can arrest me. They arrested me Monday. They can arrest me tonight. They can arrest me tomorrow. They can put me away a 36-hour riot charge because I have a gas mask. This is all defensive. I'm not out here with weapons. I'm out here exercising my First Amendment with defensive gear, and they shot me for it. So that's all I got to say, man. Thank you so much for what you're doing. Appreciate you. Yeah, thank you.
The crowd is cleared out quite a bit, but there's still a few hundred. You can see police have amassed down the street. Also barricades that people have put up into the street. What you just saw was, I think, big buses that were carrying different officers of different sorts, possibly state troopers, and also some barricades like a goalpost for soccer that people had moved from the field over to the street. copyright strike. Around a little bit actually. We've been getting a lot of copyright strikes lately from our coverage, so I just want to prevent that. These conglomerate corporations shutting our streams down. The copyrighted material that we're streaming at an event. It doesn't look like a jump, it's not moving. But it could be. There's not much wind. A lot different, everything is different tonight than the other nights. Here's kits for protesters. Thank you. Keep talking. I forgot. I get stuck in the moment for a second. But we gotta realize where we are at the live stream. I'm gonna catch these copyright strikes. I gotta move it around until 2 blocks done. So again, we're here. 67 at Humboldt. There's the Brooklyn Center Police Department. No munitions that I've seen shot tonight. No tear gas, no 40mm rounds, no less lethals, no pepper spray. There's a lot of National Guards that have amassed. There's 3,000 National Guards in the streets now in the Twin Cities area. As part of Operation Safety Net, Phase 3 of Operation Safety Net. And they've now deployed themselves into different various corporate institutions, as well as banks and whatnot. So, as we saw, there haven't been any, as I was saying, there hasn't been any ammunition shot by the police or by different law enforcement officers. Within that discussion is also the discussion that we saw earlier of the freedom fighters rolling around into the front, about 15 deep, and telling basically everybody who's seen acting aggressively towards the police to leave. People asked them if they were the peace police, if they were the protest police. We asked them if they were employed by the city. They said no, they're trying to keep their community safe. They didn't want a riot. They wanted a protest. So then we heard discussion of. Okay, yeah. If you talk about that interview, you let know. But you could. Yeah. So how you doing? This is good day. We're still at, the officer was charged, released from jail very quickly. There's other protesters who are still in jail for protesting the practice cause. Today we have a 10 o'clock curfew. There hasn't been ammunition shot. What's your feeling out here?
Well, you're right. There hasn't been an ammunition shot, and I'm surprised. But one thing that you'll notice is that it's all peaceful. It's peaceful down there, and as long as they respect our First Amendment rights, then we're going to respect, our behavior. We're going to have respectful behavior. So that's what you're seeing tonight.
So there's people that are talking about possibly because of the curfew, because the police have interacted with the community down here so far in the last 4 days, is that they might be practicing a setup or creating a setup for everybody, trying to get everybody independent. Does that scare you? What's your thoughts on that? And also,
I remember we were talking to you at another kettle on 994. 646 people were arrested where you would have. And I was all that many about. I can't about all that right now.
Yeah. Well, I was on I-94 and I got kettled. I believe kettling is unconstitutional, but it doesn't stop them from doing it. It's wrong. It's a waste of resources, and also you shouldn't trap community members. These are people who live in the area, people who live in the state of Minnesota, that are simply trying to exercise their First Amendment rights, and kettling them isn't going to do anything but fill up our jails and cost taxpayers more.
When it comes to Kim and the charges of second-degree manslaughter, how are you going to handle that?
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see if Attorney General Keith Allison is going to take up the case. I know that we want one more case. They charged him with second-degree murder and third-degree murder as well. So we'll have to see what happens going forward. But look, justice needs to be served. This is going to send a message to the country. If the state of Minnesota chooses to give her a slap on the wrist, then you can expect to see us out here, not only in the city of Minneapolis, but all across the country. Yeah. Well, I just say that, folks, pay attention. It's peaceful right now. See who fires the first shot. It's usually the cops. So make sure you pay particular attention to that. Yeah. Thank you, Nico. All right.
Hello. I'm actually from a country called Turkey, and we actually have similar abusive actions that's going on in Turkey to women. There are thousands of women right now in Turkey that's protesting the government because they separated their rights, the women's rights, from the law. So the cops are there. They're actually arresting and charging people, which is way worse than here. In the U.S., at least you get released, but in Turkey, that's a no-no. I just want to say that I'm actually from Turkey, and I'm actually representing my country here, and that's all I want to say. Thank you.
Talk about immigrant families working with this. Women back here. What is it like when somebody is talk about the shit. Thank you. Talk about the little differences. Can you touch on that a little bit?
Yeah. Well, my family, they're actually concerned about me being here, but they're okay with it. They actually support all this, so it doesn't really matter. But I've actually been arrested. Not arrested. Yeah, I've been arrested in George Floyd. I actually live in Minneapolis by Lake Street, so I was there, and I've actually been arrested there. I was sent to jail for 2 days, and where I got released after, had to go to court, got a court name and stuff, and now I'm just risking my future here because I'm already going out. I already have a court date set up for something else, which is a misdemeanor. And I believe that if I get arrested here and be sent to jail and have that 2 misdemeanors a felony, so I'm taking my risk, my future here for it.
Forever, 2013.
Oh yeah. Hey, I like that. And that's all I want to say. But I'll actually be here every single day. I actually have 2 rubber bullet shots in my back. Just want to play that. All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Y'all be safe.
Everybody's living on all night. Shout out to you and Gun Riot.
Well, it's been a different night 5. Not quite as filled with angst. No real confrontations. Crowd is. You get a copyright violation. Okay. I do not own the rights to the music you just heard, and they were not intentionally put on this recording. So it is a nice visual, but I can't take a chance on a copyright strike. And I got a copyright strike for God Bless the USA by Lee Greenwood when I was doing one of these kind of live episodes on January the 6th. And that was the reason they pulled one of my videos down from January 6th. All the videos are gone from January 6th. I don't have any evidence of the stuff that we streamed that day. Wasn't happy about it, argued it. But they didn't see it as educational and informational. Let me see if he's still got the music up. Yeah. Apologies, but they watch my channel pretty closely for some reason. I think it's because we talk about things others don't always talk about. Battle of Drums still there. I'd like to be able to play music. I love music. Music's incredibly important to me. Those that normally watch the show know Tuesday nights open forum night, and I usually start out with one of my original songs. Might have to put a doofus theme song together. Maybe do it to the tune of well, never mind.
We're live right now through the show. And then you can go in and you can hold the mic and just talk about what you feeling right now.
I'm feeling amazing right now, man. Shout out to Unicorn Riot, man. You going areas we can't, man. Like
1990 Divine Order running for mayor. If that's for real, that's awesome. And if you need any help, advice or anything, I ran for Congress against a guy named Mike Pence, so I know some stuff about politics. Running for office is an answer, absolutely. That's the quickest way and the safest way and the most lasting way to make change is electing people that are going to make change. And I don't think you're going to find them in either one of the existing political parties. And that's a problem too that we got to talk about and deal with and tear down, in my opinion.
They treat us like it's a civil war. So that's what they're going to get in the end. I mean, we out here, we're not going to stop until we get changed. We're going to keep fighting for the families that need justice. The movement is bigger than ever before, as larger than ever before. We appreciate all the support. I'll share a clip of a video last night with the young lady getting arrested, man. And I just thank y'all for supporting everybody, man. We want tight-knit family out here.
One of these nights, I'm going to show one of my old political speeches on an episode.
What's up? But no, man, you put a lot of work in for you, try hard, and I want you to know that it's all love and respect for me. You know what I mean? Black Lives Matter, the movement BLM.
Well, divine order, you can call for that, but as a mayor, you're not going to be able to accomplish a lot on the federal level. But the most important politics are local. County council, county commissioners,
Yeah, when I was coming, I did a little
planning, board of planning, public works.
they were blocking on the highway to get here, and they're parked there already. So I'm thinking I'm trying to block all of the ways out. You know what I mean? Possibly. Well, we got the church though. I'm asking for a asylum a couple days ago. They've been very generous ever since then. So I've been talking to them back and forth about us being able to be here. Just trying to get organized out here, man, so that they can't just do anything to us. They're not supposed to be killing us. They're not supposed to be using the stuff they use it on us, but they still are. I mean, that's what they do. They do whatever they want. They don't listen to anybody. And that's the
I'm sorry, Oakley, I had to get up.
We're only talking about unreasonable things. Black people, we want to be fair. We don't want anything more. We don't want to be anything better than anyone else. We want the same treatment as everybody else. You know what I mean? That's it. It's a simple thing. Something that we shouldn't be asking for, something that everybody should get. If you don't believe in that, then you talk about that a little bit more, like, black men, and then see it, all these black men sort of expect on TV. I mean, think about it like this, like with the shackles slaves, it's still slavery. You know what I mean? They just took the shackles off, but it's all territorial. They don't want black people to move around. That's what it's about. You ever notice it's always about us being pulled over on vehicles, without in our cars? They want us to be confined into one area of society. They want us to stay in the ghetto. They want us to be stuck in these areas that are marginalized and oppressed. And the way they do that is by putting fear in us, so that we don't want to drive our car. Traveling in your vehicle is the most non-racist experience a black person could have. Anywhere else you go out in public, even from the 60s and the 20s and the 30s when we first started buying vehicles, we had to put our money on the bus and get in the back. It was owning the vehicle, being able to travel the road and give us that sense of freedom, but we didn't have to deal with racist society. And the fact that they want to keep us boxed in is no different than slavery before. We might not have shackles on, but the fact that we're still boxed in to these communities, that we're still boxed into these areas, we're trying to make it hard for us to just simply travel from
Van's making a good point.
It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? And that's why they try so hard to oppress us. It's all about control and power. I mean, even this is about control and power and force. It's mental warfare, man. I walked past the National Guard today, and I felt like we was gonna be like real life straight beat. People don't understand the psychological warfare that goes around here. When you go see the police after you've been out here, and they deal with you, you literally feel like you've been like they know you. Like you see the National Guard, you looking like, oh man, I'm gonna get into it with them on the street. That's the psychological warfare that happens for being out here, man. It stays with you. It's difficult. You know what I'm saying? But that's why they impose the way they impose. It's just a threat. They don't have no rules, no laws, and nothing to stand behind. So they just impose. That's all they do. Write tickets and get those cases that definitely will be dropped. You know what I mean? But we're afraid of that. So they run. So we move. We do all these things. But at the end of the day, you got a bunch of people that's not scared. They out here every day. These people that's out here right now, they don't be out here every day fighting for black people. Fighting. And the thing about it is, some people don't understand why we say Black Lives Matter. You think when Martin Luther King fought for black people that other people didn't get rights? You think they're gonna write laws that say for black people? No, it's gonna be laws for all people. That's how we get change for everybody. We get equality for everybody through black people. You get what I'm saying? Once we get change for black people, they're gonna write laws for all people. For sure. So we had the George Floyd uprising led to the largest uprising in American history. And it was a movement for Black Lives. And yet then, the Democratic administration comes in, and then they do start making laws, but none of them impact black folks or ability to black folks to get some accountability for crimes that are committed against them. That is also focused on other, sex groups. Yeah, I mean, right. Like, and that's the thing. It's not going to be actual change. All lives can't matter till Black Lives Matter. It's no disrespect to the other groups, but ain't no group hated like black people. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but you know what black hate is compared to other hate? Black hate is walking down the street and thinking you a goddamn criminal. Black hate is people crossing the street when they see you. Black hate is people locking their doors. Black hate is people following you around the goddamn store. No other race experiences that. That's black hate. I don't know what other hate people go through, but that's black hate. We can't walk down the goddamn street. We can't drive in the goddamn car. We're the only race of people that experiences that. And until you fix that, I can't really speak on the other races. All lives ain't matter until black lives matter with me. And as we get changed, they're gonna change the laws for everybody. How you think we got there already? Martin Luther King freed everybody when he got those changes made. With segregation, it was integration for everybody. There was a lot of groups that wasn't even fighting like that. They got benefits from the fight they fought. And that's gonna be the same thing. It's a lot of groups that's out here now that still don't benefit from the fight of black people. Until people realize that this all resides on the most oppressed race, until they realize that until we help black people, that we can't help nobody else, we're gonna continue to have this problem. You know what I mean? It's systematic oppression. Black people don't cause crime. Poor people commit crimes. Not black people. Black people, we move to the suburbs.
I hope nobody's chatting right now and everybody's paying attention to what this man's speaking.
White people move to our community and act just like black people. They go to jail. They commit crimes. They sell dope. They sell drugs. They go through the same shit they go through. Every race of people that fall into our community go through the same shit we go through. Ain't nothing wrong with black people. It's the system that oppresses us. It's the system that we're in. You never seen two rich people go grab a gun and just run out there and rob somebody. That don't happen. Poor people do that. Because when you're poor, it causes mental illness. You have to make decisions that you never would have thought of doing as a human being. It changes everybody. I don't care who you is. Your decisions don't change it. If you look at where we start, black people are the most successful race in the world. From where we start. People get a head start over us. How many people come from the condition that we come in and rise up? How many other white people that come from our condition like celebrities, Chinese people, other races of people that come from where we come from, grow up in these communities and rise up? We don't even make it out this shit. We make it from nothing. Everybody else get a head start. That's how powerful we are. But they want to trick the world into thinking that we're not. That's the whole trick. If we started where everybody else started, we'll pass everybody up. And the world know that shit. And half the world scared of that, and the other half of the world celebrating. Like, you know what? We don't even care about the excellence of black people. We just want them to be treated fairly.
There you go. For those that don't get where I'm at, I'm in that half that's celebrating.
If you look at us, we the most loving race of people on the planet Earth. Look how we picked up Asian hate. Even though we have a history of Asians hating us. I know women have got beaten by Asians, hurry up and buy, in minister society. That was a real thing. They used to follow us around the stores. They chat down our women at their nail shop. The Asian community really haven't been down for us like that. But we still support them. We the most loving people ever. We don't support everybody. We don't want to be on top of people. We just want to be treated the same as everybody else. So that we can have our opportunity to give back to our own people and make sure that we can rise up and be great as we can be. What other races oppress like us? What other race rise like us? What other race fight like us? I'm being honest.
Preach. I am so glad I'm getting this on my channel.
If a white person gets shot, if a Mexican person gets shot, if an Asian person gets shot, we're going to march for all of y'all. Because that's who we are. We fighters. We march for everybody. We fight for the people at the bottom, the most oppressed. And anybody that don't understand that, that's why they're not out here. But you ain't gotta understand. Because the youth, the young people, they get it. And they teaching their kids. The kids get it. The young people get it. They don't want to be like our grandparents. They don't want to keep the tradition going. So it's going to end when they die. That's what we don't care. We don't keep spreading the message. And when they die, it's going to be over. What they thought, they can die, go to hell. It don't even matter. The racists got to die with the racist people. Because they never going to respect us. No matter what we say, no matter what we do, that mentality is going to always live inside of them. They got to die with that shit. We got to rise up a new nation of people and grow our kids up. And white people, this is the last thing we'll wrap it up with. We need y'all help. Because y'all can hold white people accountable. We don't need y'all help as a race. Black people can survive on our own. We don't need white people help as a race. We need y'all to stop fucking with racist white people. Okay? That's the only way we're going to get changed.
And that's why I started EAR.
Stop talking to your dad if you're going to be racist. Stop doing business with racist people. Stop going to their stores if they're racist. Stop trading with them if they're racist. Stop servicing them if they're racist. If white people hold racist white people accountable, instead of just educating them, actually stop having a relationship with them, they'll have to change. They'll have to. But as long as they still get white money, as long as white kids still sit with their racist parents, as long as people still dealing with these racist white folks, then they're going to continue to be what they are. White people have to hold them accountable. They don't give a fuck what we say. You can have conversations with people.
I love all you.
That's just the truth. And if you stop doing doing business with white people that need white people business, eventually they'll change.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. But until we get those things done, we can't do nothing. My name's Frank Nitty. I ain't even gonna take the whole stream. It's a lot going on out here. Y'all know I'll talk forever, loving my people.
I'm so happy to have gotten that on here.
It's real out here, bro. I don't think I love you too, bro. We all love each other, bro. This is the only place in the world you can be yourself. You come out here with a fucking shield, and everybody gonna judge you. That's why people be out here. Because it's the only place in the goddamn world you can be yourself. And then when people leave here, they gotta go back to the ugly society of life that's segregated, that's racist, that treat everybody funny, that look at us all weird. Out here, everybody the same. No matter what color you is. If some pizza come, it's whoever go over there and get it. Ain't nobody first. If something come out here, it's whoever get it. We all treated the same out here.
Yeah.
And people love it out here. That's why we come out here. And we go back
I talked about this guy a little bit last night.
We gotta go back to that society that oppresses us, that look at us all like we weirdos. If we want to dress a certain way, if we want to look a certain way, if we want to have tattoos in a certain place. But out here, this is real freedom. This is no judgment. This is what the new world look like. That's why everybody needs to come on here and join us. Even if we don't get these people to understand what we're going through, we understand each other. And the equality and the love that we feel out here with each other is the love you'll never feel nowhere else. Come on here and march and support these people. And this is so for real.
I talked about him a little bit last night. That's Frank Nitty. I followed him in his march from Minnesota to Washington, D.C. And I just happened to be in Louisville today. He was in Louisville. Very inspiring. And he nailed it, in my opinion.
On 63rd, I was the day Dante Ray had got murdered. My representative police department. I got shot in my stomach, if everybody knows, with a rubber bullet. And took a couple of days healing, taking some medicine and stuff like that. Then I just came back out here 2 days ago. I was sitting here talking to Athena from Digital Black Justice, one of the organizations out here. And as I'm sitting here talking to her, I haven't been out here a whole 10 minutes and got shot in my ankle to the point where I couldn't even walk. And I already told y'all prior before, when I was going to the hospital and urgent care and stuff like that, that if you're going to the urgent care and you tell them that you're protesting or anything like that, and you're getting any help from the state, they're taking your benefits away from you. They're taking your benefits away from you. So I actually had to go in there and tell them I had tripped falling up the stairs. Unfortunately, there was an accident around my house, so I was like, yeah, I was helping them out with the accident, and I had failed. But yeah, I actually got shot in my knee, in my ankle, by a representative, police department, sheriff, whichever one of them. They all the same to me right now, because they're not standing with the people. So, unfortunately, it's right, man. Shout out to Uniform Riot, shout out to Nico,
Hey, you want to talk about?
I go by Tony Voice, that's my name now. I'm gonna say what's going on with this whole murder right now. Like, yesterday I was shot in my leg. I don't know if you see it. I don't know if you see it on the ground. It's green chalk. They wound up damaging my phone. I'm pretty of tool in this protest. You know, they know who the kings out here leading. They know who to target. And I feel like in the midst of this whole thing, I came here yesterday to do the right thing by telling them that we need to represent both kings right here. Dante was supporting George Floyd. You gotta think, in every narrative in America, when you see a gun, the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna resist, because at the end of the day, it's like we don't know if that's gonna be our last breath. You know, and I felt 120% what Dante was going through, because I've been resisted when it comes up to my head, and Chaska, Minnesota, and all the way from here all the way to Alabama, and I feel like, you know, they need to change the barrier, they need to change these laws.
Hey, much respect, Delta. Yeah, I had that at the beginning of this live stream. I haven't been recounting it like I should have. 13-year-old shot in Chicago. About 3 weeks ago, I had the story the day it happened, and then reported on it the following Friday that the parents weren't even informed until the following Wednesday. And that body cam footage came out today, and we opened up the show with that earlier. So yeah.
I feel like this is too powerful because this is a young king. This is a young king, and this is a young prince right here. And I feel that Dante was coming to do the right for George Floyd, and wound up having to become a part of the protest in the wrong way. And I mean, it hurted me to know that a 20-year-old. I don't get how you don't know the difference between a Glock and a yellow taser. And when she held it up to him and she said, taser, 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 right now, I don't know who to trust, and we don't know who to trust because right now they're using anything as manslaughter. I told the city, if we stay up for 5 days straight, then we can get a press conference with the mayor, the governor, and the high county district police. And so right now, what we show them every night that we're not going to take this no more. And we're going to keep on going hard for these two right here. And that's exactly what happened yesterday is when I said, say both their name, then they start pepper spraying everybody. Right now, so it was a curveball for George Floyd. I feel like what they did is basically they killed Dante. They knew when they killed Dante, they knew the reason why they killed Dante is because they wanted to take the murder off the shroud. And they knew that we was going to hold space. And right now, like I said, we need to say both of these young men's names. You feel me? Because at the end of the day, they want to take the murder off the shroud because it's Monday's last day. It's they come to the decision. So at the end of the day, I feel like we need to keep on going hard and we need to keep on going here. Right now, we're not going to stop until justice gets served. Because this is our grounds. This is what we stand on. People say, why you out here with Gucci shoes? Because, hey, I don't give a damn. I'll step in any shoes when they say hold space. But I'm kind of speechless because I don't know. I don't know how many more brothers I'm going to lose in this protest. I don't know if I'm going to lose my stuff. Maybe I might be on a t-shirt. Maybe y'all might be protesting for me. Who knows? But right now, all I can do is just continue showing up and showing love, and showing out, and showing the crowd. Because they, me and Niggy, we from the same spot. You know what I'm saying?
Delina, you have a point. You have a very, very valid point. There are more issues than just race.
Now that man right there, I don't know. Like I feel like I got two sons, and how can I breathe when I know that when my son will get older, and one day he gonna have to face the police, and one day he gonna have to face the consequences of getting brutality.
I know you are, Delina. Yeah, I know you're serious, and it's true.
Prove that. I mean, I don't know. I just want to prove that we just keep showing up. Just keep showing up. At the end of the day, it's like I want to change how. Fuck this. I want to change how everything's supposed to be. I want to change the laws. I want to change what we voted for. Focus on who we put in the office, because that's what will make the bigger picture of the frame show. So at the end of the day, it's like I feel like the other day it killed me. I feel like they were trying to target at me because they threw a tear gas inside my car, and I couldn't breathe. And I jumped off the car. I ran and I collapsed. They said I had a seizure. I ain't never had a seizure before until that day. And so at the end of the day, it's like that happened. And then the next guy gets shot in my leg. Right here, everybody over here, and I'm telling everybody stand together, and I get shot in my leg. So every day I've been getting chased home. Every day I see police and the army sitting next to my place. So it's like I really honestly just praying that, what I'm saying, people can we come together, we stand together, and I feel like it could be the beginning to, revolution like they started. Like I tell all our people, stand up and stand against, what I'm saying, with us and against us. So
you talked about army station, that's what is everywhere in the States now. How does that feel for you?
I feel honestly, I'm not even trying to sound tough. I fear for my life when I go home because I don't even know if I'm gonna make it home. Like when I go home and I see the army going past, and I see the police going past, I see the military going past, I say, is this what home's supposed to look like at age 28? I don't know. So I do get nervous, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if I'm targeting somebody broke in my house the other day. They didn't take nothing. So
all right, Delta.
What is it? But I know I'm an important person on this chess piece. Because I know me leaving for George Floyd since the 26th, I know I've been there watching. They know all of these. All you gotta do is look me up. Antonio, Clark, Twin City, Minneapolis, you're going to see all the things that we encountered, 20,000 people plus, go fund everything. So it's like, when I see the Army, I just focus on just staying prayed up and just praying I see the next day because this can be my last day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what they do when they come here, what they come here, they're not coming here to shake hands. They're not here to come and walk us out. They come here to arrest us, stump us, and abuse us. So I just say, if anybody come here, and if you got something to lose, when you come to protest, leave. But because a lot of people come here and they leave when it's time for them to come in, but a lot of people here is fighting for a cause. So let the people that's fighting for a cause stand in the front, because we're standing for greatness, and we're standing for change, and we stand for equality and liberation. We're standing for justice. So if you got something to lose, don't show up, but just show out when it's that time. And that's all I can say.
Massively cleared out.
Heard the voices of quite a few people right there. Tony. Thank you. Yeah, y'all want to talk? I got
Because we've been out here pretty much every day since all this other thing has started. And at least 2 nights ago, I was very surprised that they were telling me to report it. And that had me like, yeah. Sure. I just thought it was really interesting because it's like, we were fairly peaceful for the most part, and they met us with such a response of violence that it was honestly very crazy. And then, as the night gets later, it's only 10:30, 11 p.m., and they're telling the reporters and the media to leave. Like, that's how you know some scary stuff is going to happen.
It wasn't even early before they started shooting at people for no reason. It was like an hour before they even got it. And no one's even doing it.
And then, like, even last night, it was not too long after curfew started, and they had already started slashing tires and pulling people out of cars. And, like, it's just a very spooky experience because it's like, we really are out here protesting somebody's death. And they meet us with this huge military presence. Like, it really makes you think.
Talk about that. Community is grieving, and also angry and traumatized. Yeah. This is what you have a more conversation. Yeah. And it reflects like you're not feeling like, how do you feel about it?
It makes me extremely angry because we're not even given time to mourn our brothers. We literally come out here to be peaceful, and they just meet us with rubber bullets, mace, and tear gas.
And they're afraid of umbrellas.
Yeah, and it's crazy because now they're starting to say that if you have one of these, you can get a felony. Which I could get a felony for protecting myself. We're all unarmed, and they're beating us with weapons. Make it make sense because it really doesn't. It really doesn't at all.
And the whole reason we're out here is just to get justice. I mean, it's a choice to put on the badge. It's an active decision to make the decision to go up here and do this job. It is not a choice to pick your skin color and be treated shitty for it. There's no reason for it.
I don't get to go home and take off my skin. Whereas police officers get to go home and they get to take off their badge, they get to take off their uniforms, and they get to live stress-free. Whereas I could be driving and something like this could happen to me. Simply because he has an air freshener in his car, hanging in his window. Yeah. And it's also just very interesting to see even the response that I'm getting from some of my peers. Because a lot of people that are in my generation don't think it's important to be out here and don't think it's important to spread the news and to spread just all the information. And it's kind of like,
silence is violence. You have to get out and you have to get up and you have to speak out. Because if you don't, you're just adding to all of the other people that don't care about the movement and that are trying to shut us down. And it's just really frustrating.
And like, it's not enough anymore to just have like hopeful thinking or wishes on it. It's time for actions. And even if you don't want to go out and protest or be here, there are other things you can do, like donating, calling. You can make sign petitions, do all these other things that you could be doing, helping.
And another thing that I've really been trying to think about as all of this is happening, especially during this trial that's going on right now, and I've been listening to a lot of the music that they've been playing, and it's really interesting to think about that a lot of these songs that we're hearing were written in the 80s. And it is 2021. Why are we still dealing with this? It is 2021. And we're playing, for example, Fuck the Police by NWA. That came out in 88, I think. And still extremely accurate.
And you don't grow up being taught, like as a child, you don't grow up hating. You are taught to hate, especially race. You're grown to be taught that. It shouldn't be that way. Be taught love. That's why all the people my age, we all get it out here. And like even my mom, I had to explain what white privilege is, and I was like, your skin color does not negatively affect the way that you live in any way at all. But you shouldn't be upset with other people and unthreatening people because they're supporting people because they want justice, and none of them have even grieved yet. They're still grieving everyone else in the past, and they're still not dying.
It's just crazy. It makes me really sad. And I also noticed that a lot of the curfews that they've been putting out, they've actually been putting out after people have already been out here. And it's kind of like, we can't even really be out here. The family couldn't even warn in peace on some real shit, on a real note. Like, they've been putting all these curfews in effect, and it's like, we're literally being peaceful, and they're just meeting us with such violence. It's insane.
I remember I was standing up there yesterday, and it wasn't past curfew, but we were all trying to talk to them at the fence. And big truckers over there, they started like revving their engine, just blowing exhaust to the people. I'm like, we're all standing here. What? You're standing here. How is that okay? How is that right? Like, you growing up, wanting to be a police officer, wanting to help people, and this is the vision you had for yourself? Is that really the way you wanted it to be? That's the way you want to be remembered on this side? It's not right. It's disgusting. I hate it. And I hate that I have to try and convince my friends to come out here and do something that's right.
Yeah.
For human rights.
Your deal with the seal.
Yeah, so honestly, I've been out here pretty much every single day since this has started, and these are so useful. These have been protecting people's ankles, their legs, their chests. She got hit in the chest with a rubber bullet. She got hit in the leg with a rubber bullet. And like these have literally been saving people's body parts, honestly. Because it's like,
I mean, you build a wall between them, but it's just to keep them back and keep people from getting sprayed.
yeah.
You see people out here, some girl had a seizure yesterday.
Yeah, and it's crazy because she had a seizure, and it was a pretty violent seizure. And as everybody immediately crowded around her with umbrellas and shields, people were yelling at them to not shoot, and they immediately started shooting and spraying more mace and stuff, literally right where she was. And it's just insane because it's like, how are you gonna purposely keep trying to affect somebody that's already on the ground, that's already not capable of protecting themselves? It's just absolutely mind-boggling. It makes no sense. And it breaks my heart. Like, I recently had a friend die, and I don't even have time to mourn his death because I'm out here fighting for what's right. And it's unbelievable, and it continuously blows my mind.
And I was during the George Floyd protest, I was here with my bigger camera, and my camera got broken, but a guy pushed me out of the way because he got shot in the head with a rubber bullet, and he dropped to the ground, and his head just split open.
Yeah.
They're not even supposed to be shooting the rubber bullets at people, they're supposed to be at the ground. It just, you see all these people out here, how is this violent? We're chanting, we're angry, we're upset, but we're not doing anything to you. You all have guns, you have everything over there, you have fences, we have umbrellas in our voices.
Yeah.
And we're hurting.
Thank you.
Yeah. Last quickly, second degree manslaughter. What do you feel about that?
It needs to be upped. It needs to be upped, period.
I'm sorry.
Look, if a nurse gave somebody the wrong medicine, they would be in jail and they would already have lost their jobs. They wouldn't even have to have resigned. That would have already been taken care of.
Can you explain to me why a beautician needs more training than an actual police officer?
Yeah.
You need more training, and the fact that if you can't identify your taser from your gun on your belt, you should not have a badge.
You shouldn't be on the field.
You should not be trigger happy out there in the field. You're trained for those.
I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, the last question. You all here, you know there's a curfew.
Yeah.
You know, might be kind of why you still here.
Because honestly, I want to be some of the people that are still here. Most people come out. Yeah, most people come out and they're just kind of here to, take pictures, do whatever. I'm here because I want to be here.
It's a serious issue.
I know that there's a risk involved, and I'm still here. I mean, there's been a risk involved every single night that I've had literal rubber bullets being shot at me. And yet I'm still here because I would rather give up my body and my soul to make some change. Yeah.
It's nice to have that community of people come together. We're all taking care of each other. That's what it's about.
Yep.
That's what it should always be about.
Yep. ACIB! Fuck 12! Fuck 12! Thank you. I appreciate it. I want to see you guys.
Some of the people are just cleaning up the streets. If you look at the streets, it's very bare. Not a lot of trash. People are just cleaning up. They're putting stuff away, throwing stuff away. It's like tonight's actions. He's actually at work.
Questions. Yeah, thank you. One of my role models. Let's get into this. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Okay.
Appreciate it. Be safe, Bill. There's a helicopter coming above, or a spy plane. Just about a few dozen people left here in Portland Center.
I'm going to switch over. I just got notification of something happening here in Indianapolis.
Who are involved in this shooting. If you guys know of anyone that works at the FedEx right out here by the airport, please make sure you call them and say something. Check on them. Again,
I've got a real good
that's
friend.
Kind of when I rolled by, I can't get over there now, but you do see there's choppers in the sky. When I rolled by, there were probably over 40 cop cars. I don't know if anybody, when you come off the highway, you see the back of the FedEx plant, if you will. There's over 40 cop cars back there. So I do know that police are actually on the grounds back there. But it seems as if they have blocked off this whole section here to where you can't get in and you can't get out. So please, ma'am, please, sir, check up on your family members. If you got a family member who was at work tonight, who works at the FedEx at the Indianapolis airport, be sure to let them know. Hold on.
Oh God, I have a really, really good friend, and she works at the FedEx at the airport in Indianapolis. 9 people shot, 5 people killed is the initial report. Mass shooting in Indianapolis at the FedEx at the airport. We're watching my buddy Devontae from Real Indy News.
Tuning in. We're here at the
Devontae's been a guest on the show a couple of times.
What has happened is that there's an active shooter. They believe to be 1 or 2 people who are active shooters. seemed crazy. That seemed crazy. Yeah. Well, anyways, I'm sorry, y'all. You gotta be careful because, like, you don't know who's who. So again, there was a report of an active shooter going on here at the FedEx. There's believed to be over two active shooters at this time. We did receive information that those shooters are at large, which means that they haven't been apprehended yet. I haven't gotten the updates yet, so that's kind of where we are. If any Rolling News team, if you got updated information, please make sure you comment and pin it. But anyways, there has believed to be over 9 people shot and 5 dead. Some are reporting 4, but we have good reason to believe that there has been over 5 people. There's been 5 people killed here at the FedEx, by the airport. I know
This
there's
is
like
in
at least 40 to 50
Indianapolis.
cop cars
It's about
at the back of the FedEx that's on the other side.
about
If you
20
do
miles
have a
from where I'm
family
at
member,
right
they're not
now.
letting anyone in
And I've got a real good
or
friend that
anyone
works at
out.
FedEx.
So
And
yeah.
I'm
So don't
texting her
bother
right
trying to
now.
come. I was reading the comments, and they were saying that there has people don't have their phones on them while they're in the facility, so they're not reachable. So I know that could cause some panic. That could cause some panic, some anxiety. Just be calm, be patient, know that everything's gonna work out. And I'm sure that if you have a family member or friend here, I'm praying and hoping that they're okay. But as of right now, we do know that 5 people are dead. We do know that at least 9 people have been shot. 6 of those people that I can say for sure, because on my way here, at least 6 ambulances went past me. So at least 6 of them have been transported to a local area hospital. And again, we're still receiving information. We're still trying to figure out what's going on. We don't know what caused this. Earlier, there was a young man who we were interviewing. He was sharing about his experience while he was inside. He said, listen, I was in there sitting down. I was working. He was like, and dudes started shooting. And he thought it was just cars leaving. He's like, then he heard shots again. He was like, man, something don't sound right. Doesn't sound like gunshots. And he was saying, to make a long story short, that those were gunshots. And he saw the individual who had shot and killed someone. He saw the individual who was one of the active shooters. He's like, he couldn't see his face, so he couldn't make out, what he looked like or anything like that. But he said he did see one of the gunmen start shooting, and on his way out of evacuating, that he also saw someone laying dead. And so it seems like they sent another cop back there. So we're getting ready to see what's going on. But that's kind of the information that I have as of right now. I know my team. I know my team is going to keep us up to date if we get any information in. So again, y'all, as we do always with Rolling the News, when anyone is tragically killed or shots have been fired where it has affected the community, we go ahead and say a quick prayer. And we do a moment of silence. We're going to do a moment of silence. And during this moment of silence, if you could just send some hearts and some well wishes, send some love to those who lost their life tonight. All right, so if everyone could, if you're on here, please go ahead and share this live. Please go ahead and share. And for those who are just joining, just a quick recap of what's transpired. There have been 2 active shooters here at the FedEx by the airport. This is in Indianapolis, Indiana. This is the main hub, FedEx, by the airport. 2 active shooters were on site. At least over 9 people have been shot, and at least 5 people have been killed. We do not know the details of why this transpired. The last information we received is that the suspect was at large. So that could mean that they have not apprehended the suspect due to them being still somewhere in the facility, or they are gone from the facility. I don't have that information, but I do know that last we heard is a suspect is at large. So yes, we're in Indianapolis, Indiana. So I'm not sure if they work at the FedEx here. I'm assuming that they did, based off of the young man who was sharing about how he did see them. So it had to be someone who worked here to or turn left to get access into the facility like that. So I can't confirm if they worked here or not, but based off of what the young man shared, they probably did.
Again, if you're just joining us,
Does anyone, if you put in the comments, does anyone have any family members?
again, if you're just joining us, we broke away from Brooklyn Center coverage as there was very little happening. Very little happened throughout the night. This is live footage. This is happening right now in Indianapolis, Indiana, at the airport. 9 people shot, at least 5 dead. I've got a very good friend. She's my daughter's age, my oldest daughter's age, and she works at the FedEx at the airport. She texted her. She texted me back almost immediately. She was not working tonight. However, you can imagine she's pretty distraught as far as friends that might have been impacted. So if you're just joining us, that's what's going on. We are we're monitoring through my friend Devontae. He's been on the show a couple of times. We've done some things together, Louisville as well, and he runs Real Indie News, the independent news agency in Indianapolis. Let me look at comments real quick. Keeping me capped. I'm assuming keeping me capped as far as sub D. Not sure what that means. Capping W. I'm not sure what that means. But hello, Blue Silver. Good to see you. Joey Foreman. Good to see you. Thank you all. Jeff Phoenix. I'm going to pop back on here real quick with Devontae and see if he has any more.
And so it seems to me that this.
Thank all of you for watching.
Did go through with it.
Devontae has a report from someone inside the facility that.
Well, not kind of. I'm very concerned that in the last week across the United States, this is probably like the 4th or 5th mass shooting we've had in a week, and it seems this is becoming the norm. And there not only is this going on, but we do We do see that, the innocent children being shot by police. There's a lot of things going on in our country. We're still fighting COVID. And I believe that people who are dealing with the effects of having to live life paycheck to paycheck, or you might not have enough that, get the help that you need, man, because this isn't the way to do it. We are all struggling. That's what I can say that everyone needs their money, but killing everybody or killing a mass group of people who have nothing to do with why you didn't get paid, that's not the route to go. So yeah, man, this is super sad. This is super sad, and um, you're right, Monica. Something has to change. Something has to change, and it has to change drastically. It has to change drastically. Yeah, so I give my condolences to the families who are affected by this, but yeah, man, there's never an excuse to kill people because of something that you have going on with your job. It's never an excuse. I mean, y'all, that is why um, mental health is very important. But when you have people who work jobs that can't afford to even pay their bills, and you talk about go to therapy, which is something that is tough for people to do or to cope with, understanding that they need it, and they don't have the money to do it, this is what happens. Yeah, so some people are saying that the shooter was shot in the head. I don't know how true that is. So listen, guys, this is kind of all the information that we have as of now. Um, I'm gonna go try to figure out what I can learn. I'm gonna talk to my team real quick, but we'll be right back live. So please stay near your phones. If you have not followed us, please go ahead and follow us. Please click the subscribe button, and also make sure that you turn on your notifications for when we go live. Please, man, please, sir, please, please follow us. If you haven't. Okay, we'll switch over to, let me see if I can find a local Indianapolis station. Okay. Again, if you're just watching, this is live in Indianapolis, Indiana. Hey, sissy, I just saw that. Officer involved shooting in Tuscaloosa, Alabama tonight. This is Wish TV8 out of Indianapolis. The FedEx at the Indianapolis airport, one of the major FedEx hubs in the country. Apparently someone inside shot 9 people, 5 people dead, according to the report.
And this literally came out maybe 10 minutes ago. I'll cut back here in just a moment. I wanted to see if local stations had any more information, and we'll go back up to Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, to end our night here.
So the police never got out. They left their positions, from my understanding, and people have basically left the protest tonight. We heard a lot of different voices, and basically we heard a lot of different ideas and thought processes around what's happening. So we're gonna bring the stream down in a second, and this is Nico from Unicorn Riot. Again, thank you all for tuning in yesterday and a few days before. The police have been doing very aggressive actions, pepper spray, tear gas, detaining press, made over 134 arrests, from my understanding, charging people with riot for having gas masks. You see the new barricade here. That's a concrete barricade. It's about 6 feet behind the other barricade that is put up to protect the Brooklyn Center Police Department after the murder of Dante Wright on Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. Kim Potter was the murderer. She has been arrested, charged with second-degree manslaughter, and she was released very quickly after being arrested. Okay, that's about it. We're gonna take the stream down. Again, thank you all for tuning in. This is Nico from Unicorn Riot. What you've seen today is
Thanks, Nico. We appreciate you always, my man. I'm gonna pop back real quick.
He doesn't even work this shift, and this is what happened. And he was at the right place at the right time. He told me that he was going to get a debit card, or he was looking for it. And if he hadn't done that, he may have been in the area where this happened. So again, this is just a tragic situation on it, and my heart, our hearts, everyone at WRTV, we're thinking about the people who've lost people. Lives have just been shattered. Amanda, do you have any questions for me?
Yes,
anything that you'd like me to expand on or answer?
Yes, thank you for that, and I can only imagine what people are going through that work there right now. Now, we know there could be about 100 people working there at this time, so that's a lot of people that are either in the building, outside the building. Are you seeing people coming out of the building at this time, or is there still police presence keeping people inside?
You know, no people coming out of the building right now, but we're kind of in a weird spot, but we're right in front of a gas station. And there are lots of people over there, and some of them are employees. I talked to 2 of them, Timothy and Levi. But I believe some people were able to make it out. Those guys I actually talked to said that they were trying to stop people from coming into the facility. So they were able to get out, and they were trying to warn people. But again, it is a developing situation, and it's just so scary to think that this can happen in your workplace whenever you're just on your lunch break. It's really a loss for words. It really is. I mean, it just feels like time and time again this happens, and we say the same thing, but it's a sad situation. Amanda?
Absolutely, Cornelius. It is heartbreaking, and we are developing and gathering all this information right now. We have crews scattered across the area. Here's another look at the FedEx facility where our photographer, Eldon Wheeler, is looking at. He's been in contact with us tonight. He said he has seen a lot of emergency crews coming and going from this facility. We do have our anchor, Mark Mullins, at the hospital keeping an eye on if people are coming to that area for emergency needs. Now, we do know this is a mass casualty shooting that happened just after 11 o'clock tonight at the FedEx facility near Indianapolis International Airport. State Police, Hendricks County Sheriff, Airport Police, IMPD are all at this scene. So a lot of presence handling this situation. We do not know how many people have been shot, how many people are hurt, and how many people can be dead at this point. So our hearts go out for everyone there who is handling this right now. Now we do know this FedEx facility is the second busiest in the country, so you can only imagine the impact this has on so many people and how many people have to actually work there. We are still gathering
Jeff
those details of
Phoenix.
how many people are still inside.
Yes,
how
it
people
does.
are coming out, how many people are outside right now. We have very little details at this time. Again, we're going to go back to Cornelius Honker at this time. And Cornelius, can you tell me a little bit more of how this scene has developed since you got there? Because you've been there for at least 30 minutes now.
Yeah, something I didn't touch on is whenever I was coming here from Fountain Square where I live, I was driving down the highway and I saw 4 ambulances. And then as I was pulling around into the airport area, I could see to my left, like, there's just a massive response. And I think we have a shot of that from the tower cam or from one of the highway cameras. There's just so many, there's so much you don't see right now. Like this is very barren, but I can see in the distance there's so much going on back there. And that's why we don't have a lot of details, because they're still investigating this, trying to piece together what happened so they can actually confirm more information for us. I just got word from my producer, Brittany, that we do have an interview that I did with one of the employees. So I'm not sure which soundbite they picked, but like I said, he has worked here for 10 years. His name is Timothy, and he was just on his lunch
If you're
break.
just joining us, we're covering a live shooting, Indianapolis, Indiana.
He was taking a bite out of his sandwich, and we heard 2 loud metal clangs at first, because they didn't sound like gunshots at first. They didn't, because there was a loud clang after the first 2, and then my buddy Levi stood up as he was like kind of squatting at the bench, and then looked over and out to the parking lot. Didn't see anything yet. And then we heard 3 more shots, and then my buddy Levi saw someone running out of the building, and then more shots went off. Somebody went behind their car to the trunk and got another gun, and then I saw 1 body on the floor.
So that, I mean, I talked to Levi after the interview and during it. I just asked him how he was doing, and he was still processing it. And I said earlier, I'm not so sure that I want to talk to anyone if I witnessed what he just said he saw. So again, lots of lives have been shattered by what has happened here, and we know very little information at this moment. But we're going to be out here all night trying to figure things out, and of course waiting on police to do their job so we can do our job and tell you what's going on. Amanda?
Cornelius, thank you. I want to go back over the details of the shooting of what we know at this hour. Now, this first call came in at 11:07 p.m.
Is there somebody you guys can...
of a mass casualty shooting. We have a lot going on right now with a lot of information coming in and a lot of crews out there keeping track of all of this. This is a live look at what that scene looks like at the FedEx facility. I want to go over to this map that I see in our preview monitor so that we can see where this happened. This is near the Indianapolis International Airport at the FedEx facility.
Gives you an idea of where it's at.
You know that I-70 is closed in both directions between I-465 and Ronald Reagan Parkway.
Okay, if you're in Indianapolis, I-70 closed both directions. Due to this, I-70 runs basically through the center of Indiana. Jeff, if you have a felony, you cannot own a gun, at least in Indiana. It varies from state to state. I'm pretty sure you can't. I think that's a federal law. But it varies from state to state on gun ownership and whether previous arrests impact. Everybody watching, thank you so much. We went for like 3.5 hours tonight, longer than we're supposed to be doing, but I wasn't expecting this to happen in Indianapolis. Multiple victims, a shooting at the FedEx. My buddy Devontae from Real Indy News reporting that 9 people have been shot and that 5 are dead. Yep, El Negro Confidante. I believe that's correct. If there's a felony conviction in your background, you're automatically denied. I'm going to catch this guy's report here before I close out.
You mentioned emergency crews coming from this facility to the hospital. Like I said earlier, whenever I was driving here from the downtown area, I saw 4 ambulances on the way, assuming they're taking people to the hospital. Do we have any more of the interview that I did with the employee? Okay, thank you. Whenever we get that, we will show you that. But I guess I'll just run through everything that we know so far. So multiple people. It's a mass casualty incident, as my colleague Amanda said, and as we've confirmed. We don't know how many people are hurt or who've lost their lives. We do know dozens, if not hundreds of people have been touched by this, not just the ones that are hurt, but the people like you heard from earlier, Timothy. You know, he was one of several employees here who was just working, you know, living their lives, not expecting their facility to be shut up. Looking over there because police are trying to direct people out of here. And if you want to show what I was looking at, this is the road that leads to the gas station, and lots of people have stopped here, and they're just trying to get to where they're going. And police have closed off how to get to the highway, so people are having to go around. This is sad, and I know that so many people are watching, and maybe you've clicked off, or you're just thinking this is just another day in our country, but it shouldn't be like this. We should not feel like this is normal, because this is not normal. You know, whenever I was talking to Timothy, and I know I'm repeating myself a little bit because we're waiting to get more of his interview up, but whenever I was talking to him, I told him, you know, this is not normal, and I'm sorry you have to talk to us, and you had to be a witness to this, because no one should have to witness their workplace being shot up. It's just not something that should be acceptable. And I don't know the solution. I'm not a politician. I'm not anything like that. So yeah, but no, we're going to be out here all night waiting on details.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead, run through the comments here. Aaron, this is Indianapolis, Indiana, about 20 miles away from me. This just happened about 40 minutes ago. I became aware of it about 20 minutes ago, I'm guessing. There was a shooting at the FedEx facility at the Indianapolis airport. Apparently 9 people, this is according to Devontae from Real Indy News, 9 people were shot and 5 people were killed. There were 2 active shooters. Apparently someone in the building started shooting, and then someone went out into their vehicle, got a gun of their own, and came back in, I'm assuming to try to stop the shooter. As far as any absolute firm details, I'm not going to give any more at this time because I haven't verified, but I'm going to be tracking this. I may pop back on later tonight. I doubt it very seriously, but if I get more and it's pressing, I might do that. Otherwise, just as a recap, we started the night out with the police department from Louisville, Kentucky, and their motorcycle gang called the Punishers. We also had the horrific footage of Adam Toledo getting shot in Chicago, 13-year-old boy. And then we went to Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. And we went back and forth between a few feeds. Very little happened in Brooklyn Center. Thankfully, I enjoy those nights. And we heard some incredible words from speakers, especially Frank Nitti. If you want to run back and catch that, if you didn't. And then got word that we had a shooting in Indianapolis, a mass casualty event. And again, it is becoming the norm. He can say this is not normal, but when something is occurring on a regular basis, it becomes a norm, and it shouldn't be that way. What plays into that? It's too long to get into at the moment, but there are many factors that do play into that. Stress, the hopelessness, helplessness, lots of things can play into it, and just the fact of not valuing human life. But I value all of you. Thank you all for staying with me through the night. I love y'all. If you want to contact me, American Doofus, all one word, AmericanDufus at gmail.com. Cash App is $ American Doofus, all one word. If you haven't hit the like button, please hit the like. If you're a subscriber, thank you. If you're a member of the Do Crew and you help support on a regular basis, that's so greatly appreciated. And I love you all. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Thank you all in the chat. And we'll watch and see, and we'll probably be here tomorrow night. I love y'all. It's the American Doofus Show. Don't be a doofus. It's a dark world. Be a light. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for commenting. Love y'all. Stay alive. Good night.